playalberta.ca/Gregor to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/Gregor. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
Kickoff is coming July 17th. Elks, Lions at Play Alberta Field at Commonwealth Stadium. It's Dog Days of Summer presented by ATCO Energy. Bring your pup and watch the game in an exclusive section. Get your tickets at goelks.com/tickets.
It might have been scraped by the snowblower, dented while door crashing, or crunched at the company Christmas party. At some point over the winter, your car was damaged, and it's been hiding under a coat of winter grime.
Then come and see Robertson Body Works. We can take care of the damage and the dirt. This week only, call and book a repair and get a complete auto detailing absolutely free.
But you have to book your appointment before the week is up. Go to RobertsonBodyWorks.com. I'm Tim Robertson, and I fix cars.
Oh, no, Canada is up 2-0. That is the most dangerous lead in soccer.
Relax, Mike.
See that, Dan? My left eye is twitching. That's my warning eye. It'll be 2-2 by stoppage time. It's never wrong.
3-1. 3-6. Gets into one to left. Marsh looks up. And to the seats.
Bet 365.
And Alvarez, or just off the top, or just up front.
For 60 years, the folks at Diablo Boots have been selling the best Canadian-made boots. Handcrafted in Winnipeg, Canada West makes the best quality cowboy, biker, and work boots for Diablo Boots with replaceable soles and heels. Why buy cheaper quality like area adjusted and Redway made in China? Canadian made is best.
Listen to this one out.
Diablo Boots for the best boots. Save on Boots by Save on Foods. Diablo Boots, 3340 Gateway Boulevard on the east side of Save on Foods. Canada West and Diablo Boots, the two best names in the boots business.
Hey there, it's Brandon Douglas from Sports 1440. I was tired of slow, unreliable internet connections, so I signed up for Starlink. It's fast, reliable even in bad weather, and has made streaming for movie nights and online gaming so much better. The summer doesn't mean a break from watching sports, and I've been streaming all the games seamlessly when at the family farm, despite the remote location. If you're ready for a better internet experience, you can order online in 2 minutes at starlink.com/radio or call 1-888-GO-STARLINK.
The Jason Gregor Show.
Harlan 3-1. Noah Alvarez gets into one to left. Marsh looks up. And that one crawls into the seats.
On Sports 1440.
Weaver. Ball is smoked left field and deep. This one is up here. Trey Turner. Touch him all time. Yeah, that's my fault. Yeah. Oh, boy.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Fajardo slips this one out. Rankin trying to get there. On second and a couple. He'll get it off. Touchdown, Justin Rankin. His second in the ballgame.
Well, a positive Friday. How are you? And welcome to the Jason Gregor Show, Sports 1440, sports1440.ca, YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, Twitch. Thanks as always for listening. Thanks for watching the show. It's always brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website where 100% of the revenue stays right here in the province at PlayAlberta.ca. And of course, tonight down at the Play Alberta Field, you have the Elks taking on the BC Lions. And man, the weather is going to be awesome. All the talk about storm, well, there might be a storm later after the game tonight, but the hot weather is going to take you right through tailgating. And how about that? Tailgating is sold out. You cannot get a spot except on the Jason Gregor Show. Because we have, how many of you want to go to the game and want to get a tailgating spot? Well, we got One of our good listeners who is unable to make the game wanted to ensure that they weren't wasting their tailgating spot. Okay. Cons, I just want to confirm. We got the tailgating spot, right?
We got him 2 tailgate parking passes.
Ooh. So it's a parking pass. And does it like, so they get their stall? We got to double check that. Do they have the stall? Does it say the number?
It is Lot B general admission, 2 passes.
Oh, okay. So it's just parking pass. Okay.
Yeah,
So
2
it's not
parking
actual. Okay. So it's, well, either way, we got 2 pairs of tickets and you're going to get a parking pass to go to the game with the tickets, which I'm telling you, that is, it's hard to find a parking pass, right? We've had a few fist fights at the station just to see. We have Fight Club before the games to see who gets the one parking pass for the station. So, but Desi, thank you for the tick. So, if you want to go to the game tonight with a parking pass, up close, man, you pay a lot of money for this. But it's Positive Friday, so we will give away 2 sets of tickets and a parking pass. How about that? Actually, you know what, Cons? I think we could do 2 4-packs, right? And parking pass for each 4-pack, if I'm not mistaken. I think if you check your inventory, I think I might have forgot to tell you that we had another 4-pack. So we could do Desi's 4 seats as once, and then the other one, correct? Just check if those are all together. If they are, that's what we'll do. So it's Positive Friday. Make somebody's day, man. You want people going to the game tonight? Should be a hell of a game. The walk-up crowd's going to be awesome. How can it not be? Like plus 29. This is when you want to be outside. Those of you that love just sitting in the sun, make sure you get seats on the east side. Others are like, you know what? I don't want to be roasting. Well, get your tickets on the west side. You're not in the sun, but you're in the heat. So it's perfect. It's going to be a great night of football. And when it's that warm, man, I know talking to the players, they love it. They feel like, you're a little bit more limbered up. The hinges are oiled up a bit more, shall we say. So should be a big night down at Commonwealth. We'll talk about that a little bit later on in the show. We're going to talk to a Canadian Olympian today in town, big triathlete, Tyler Mislachuk, who's one of the top triathletes in the world. And they're in town this weekend. He'll join us. Jordan Hall will be by, talk about what a crazy summer it's been for the Flyers. So they have the offer sheet. They didn't land. Then they signed Zegras to a contract over $9 million. And then they got Jamie Drysdale today at $6.5 million. Julio Caravata, former CFL quarterback, analyst for the BC Lions, will join us. We got Spec, we got LT, we got our round table where we debate some topics every day at 4 o'clock. We got Cam Tate's 2-minute warning, some stats of the day for you. As a great weekend in sports coming up, of course, you got CFL returning tonight. It's the Elks' first of a 4-game weekend in the CFL. You got 2 games tomorrow and then 1 on Sunday. How about Lucas Herbert? Any of you diehard golf fans who were up early, did you see Herbert's front 9? He went birdie, 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 par, birdie, par, birdie, par, birdie. 6 under 28 in the front 9. That is the lowest front 9 in Open Championship history. Then he birdied 11 and 12 and 16. He was at 9 under and then unfortunately bogeyed the 18th hole. Only blemish on the day for him. But he shot an 8 under 62 today. He leads by 1. 1 up on Bryson DeChambeau, who is sitting at 7 under. Yesterday's leader, Jackson Suber, and Cameron Young, as well as Ryan Gerard, are at 6 under par. And Sam Burns, who also shot a sizzling 8 under today, and Siwoo Kim are also at 5 under. Canadian Corey Connor had himself a pretty solid round. He moved up. He is now 2 under after shooting a 67 today. Puts him in a tie for 25th with Sepp Straka. If you're Tommy Fleetwood and is at 4 under, Scotty Scheffler's at 4 under, Alex Fitzpatrick, Robert McIntyre, 4 under. So there's a lot of guys in contention. If you look at it, there's 16 golfers within 4 strokes heading into the weekend. And man, you could go low because the conditions are pretty good right now at the Open Championship. So if you're a golf fan, get up early or stay up late to watch it. Saturday and Sunday's rounds will be on TSN if you've been unable to watch the first few days. 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440, where you can text us. We got texts coming in already. Hey, Gregor, I'm curious, what do you think about Matt Savoy? What's his next contract? Honestly, it's a little too early. It's too early. Like, he's had 1 year. They could sign him next summer for sure, and they might. I don't think it's a rush. Right? Like, he can't get an offer sheet until July of 2028. We got some time. If I'm the Edmonton Oilers, I will I'll be aware of the situation, monitor it, see how it goes. You know, I'll say this about Matt Savoy. His second half, and not even really the second half, but his final 24 games after the Olympic break were very good. 19 points in 24 games. He had 18 points in his first 58 games. Like a lot of players, just got more comfortable. Now he got more opportunities because of the injury to Leon Draisaitl. So that opened up some time, a little bit of a power play time for Savoy, a little bit more top 6 time. Good for him. I think that's a player who will come into camp excited, motivated, and very confident. And a lot stronger. You know what? He got to experience the playoffs for the first time. Realize it's a big different game, man. It's a completely different game than what you have in the postseason. So I'm pretty high on Matt Savoy. I really like his hockey IQ. Smart player. He's quick. He's not afraid to shoot the puck. He's got a good shot. I think there's lots of reasons to be excited about him moving forward. If you're an Oilers fan, I think there's lots of positives for him. Gregor Show is always brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca. We got some fun Gregor Show odds boost for you. We got the Connor special today. Austin Mack over 71 receiving yards. Julian Grant over 3.5 catches. Fajardo under 290.5 passing yards. He can still have a good day. But, man, Austin Mack has definitely become kind of the go-to guy for the Elks. BC is excellent against the run. Now, Edmonton's going to want to get more than 19 rushing yards from Rankin tonight. So I'm interested to see where they do. We also, just for fun, I always like to put together, we call it the hit parade tonight, where you got to have a lot of things. Okamoto gets an RBI. Springer has more than one total base. Varsho has a single, and Kamlent hits a double. First game back. Are you seeing what's happening right now in MLB? It's actually it's over now. The Red Sox spanked the Tampa Bay Rays 10-0. That was a makeup game from May 9th, and they'll go at it again later on tonight. But the Red Sox, they are rolling. The Jays got to get going here. Like, you can't wait. They need to come out of the gates firing. Hey, they're taking on easily the most surprising team in major leagues this year, the Chicago White Sox, who have gone from worst to first, as they were the worst team in baseball last year, and now they sit atop the AL Central. Granted, they're in a tie with the Cleveland Guardians, but they're ahead of them just because they played 2 fewer games. The White Sox have been good. This will not be an easy series by any stretch of the imagination, but if you're Toronto, you got to wake up here. Cleveland, they've only got 5 more wins than the Jays. It's not like they're infinitely better. But we'll see if the Jays can climb out of the the basement in the AL East. They're not that far out of the wild card spot, but you got a lot of teams to climb. And the Red Sox are rolling right now. Absolutely on fire are the Red Sox, who have there's a 3-way tie now for the final wild card spot between Seattle, Minnesota, and the Red Sox. Houston's a game and a half back, Baltimore's 2 back, and then the Jays are 2.5 back. And right behind them, the surging Detroit Tigers, who are rolling. One team that was in there for a while, but reality check is coming around. The Athletics have lost 9 in a row, and they have plummeted down the standings here a little bit. So, but you look at the Jays, and their offense better wake up, or they will take the momentum they had from last year and pretty much just throw it all away. Cons, what's your expectation tonight for this Lions-Elks game?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see how the Heat plays a role in it, how the teams adapt to that. But I'm thinking points once again. The BC Lions, even with a 1-3 record, have scored at least 27 points in each of their games. So I'm expecting there to be some points in this game. Would love to see the Edmonton Elks defense get home, and the pursuit on Nathan Rourke is going to have to be good. And you're going to need pressure from all 4 pass rushers or defensive linemen on this one, and whoever else is getting in there on the blitz. I'm also very intrigued to see what happens. Like, if it's a similar game to the last time these two teams met in Kelowna, I don't want to see them going away from Justin Rankin on the ground, because we know he's always one play away from busting it. He was very good as the passing option, but I want to keep it more than 7 carries. I'm expecting points in this one, and I think the Edmonton Elks find a way to get some revenge from Kelowna.
Well, you got a win on tonight. Now you're 5-1, and that sets up an unreal back-to-back home and away against the Saskatchewan Roughriders. But you got to beat the Lions, and make no mistake, man. At the start of the season, how many people had the Lions as one of the top teams in the West? Most of us. So now they started 0-3. It's not the end of the world, but they're coming off a bye week. They're getting healthier. They got 2 more starters in the on the defensive side of the ball. Edmonton's going to have to play better for sure. Hey, boys, do you think Clattenburg has a slim chance to make the team physical, gave the team energy, was in the lineup? I guess there's always a chance. I would say it's fairly low. I think Colton Dock brings a lot of what Clattenburg has, except he has more experience and a little bit more skill. So I look at it right now, and how many players... Now, Clattenburg, I believe we all know his willingness and his ability to be physical, and he's never going to shy away from that. That's always going to be part of his game. But I think they'd like him to just, work on the skill side of his game as well. But he does things to get noticed. And when he was up here, he made an impact in limited minutes. Can't deny that. So other guys will probably get the benefit of the doubt. He doesn't require waivers. And considering how many of the other forwards do require waivers, the only guys who don't are Szymanski, Howard, and Savoy. And Matt Savoy's a lock for me on this team. And, I think Szymanski and Howard, pretty good chance, not a guarantee. Pretty good chance. We'll see how they do when they come in. But I'd say Clattenburg is a real long shot to start the season in Edmonton. Could he earn a recall like he did last year? 100%. And veterans will get the benefit of the doubt. The organization won't want to lose guys on waivers right away if they can avoid it. And so some of those guys will get a chance here. And they'll look and say, okay, you know what? Clattenburg maybe has a great camp and has a really good preseason. Still probably would start in the American League. But if he continues that all year long, he'll probably earn himself a recall at some point. We'll see. But Colton Dock does a lot of those things. Remember when he was recalled last year, Dock wasn't here. Take a quick break. When we return, we'll talk about the team that's probably had the most interesting offseason of anybody on the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Legacy Heating and Cooling is serious about cooling. In fact, we offer multiple ways to cool your home. So you better call Legacy. Call Legacy. If you're looking for traditional air conditioning, we got you. Call Legacy. Call Legacy. Or ask us about a heat pump to help you heat and cool. Call Legacy. Call Legacy. Cool with AC or cool with a heat pump. Cool your home with Legacy Heating and Cooling.
Need a new ride for road trips, errands, or just life on the go? Go Auto offers a massive selection with over 15,000 new and used vehicles to choose from. With over 70 locations across Western Canada, finding your next ride has never been easier. Whether it's a roomy SUV for the family, a sleek car for the open road, or a rugged truck for your weekend adventures, you'll find it here at a price you'll love. Explore thousands of vehicles today at goauto.ca.
Get ready for a night of rock with the Gene Simmons Band. Monday, November 30th at Silent Ice Center in Nisku. The Gene Simmons Band, performing your favorite classic hits. Monday, November 30th at Silent Ice Center in Nisku. Tickets on sale now at silenticecenter.com. Don't miss the Gene Simmons Band.
Listen up, friends. Operation Pizza is a go at Papa John's. They're introducing new personal pizzas just in time to celebrate the premiere of Toy Story 5. These adventure-sized pies come in new, exciting flavors like Sheriff's Roundup, Space Ranger-oni, and Reach for the Pie. Or take your personal pizza to infinity and beyond by creating your own flavor just for you. Order 2 or more with Papa Pairings and get yours for only $9.99 each. New personal pizzas are ready for takeoff. See Disney and Pixar's Toy Story 5 in theaters June 19th.
Okay, new strategy. I'll just live in the freezer till October. It's spacious in here. It's spacious.
There's a better way to survive the coming AC season. Pro Solutions is your one-call solves-it-all expert for AC repairs, tune-ups, and new installations. We offer convenient financing options and fast appointments so you can enjoy your entire home, not just the freezer.
Now I can leave the frozen peas where they belong.
Book now at prosolutionsinc.ca.
And here comes Action Electrical Service Team sprinting onto the scene. These are your first responders for any electrical emergency.
That's right. With their fleet of service vans and specialized gear, they assess, they service, and maintain electrical lighting and automation systems. They're all about rapid response.
Quick diagnostics and repairs to restore power and safety fast. Hire the Action Electrical team to bring home a win for your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
The job isn't done until the last load is hauled, and having a semi-trailer out of commission is not an option. Whether replacing or adding to your convoy, Edmonton Trailer has a huge inventory of new and used semi-trailers, trusted by the gravel, logging, oil field, fluids, and freight industries. Find a trailer right for you online or at one of their 3 locations. For sales, service, parts, rental, and finance, when you're in it for the long haul, Edmonton Trailer.
Here's what you need to know about Lux Windows. We work hard. We come in early, we stay late, we go above and beyond. And then we go a little further. Not for awards or a pat on the back. We work hard so that choosing our windows and doors is an easy decision for you. It's the Alberta way. It's the Lux way. Everything we are is windows and doors. A company born and bred and made in Alberta.
Portions of this hour brought to you by the Nation Golf Tournament, Friday, August 28th, 2026 at Millwoods Golf Course. Golf, drinks, swag, food, and fun. Every swing supports Gregor's grads and helps graduates shine on graduation day. Early bird pricing ends July 18th, so sign up at nationgear.ca before it sells out.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
It's after 2:20. Lovely. There's a little bit of controversy going on at the Open Championship right now. We're seeing if Bryson DeChambeau, there's a lot of time. He might be getting a 2-stroke penalty. He's going through everything with the officials. So something to watch for. He's currently at 7 under. And we'll see. Like, do they go back in time? What are they doing? So we'll find out. There's talk, everything, kind of see what's happening over there. So that'll be interesting to see I'm going to guess nothing happens at the end, but we'll find out. 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440. So we have a for you tonight and a sweet, sweet parking pass. Right in the mix. Right in the mix of the tailgating. Okay. This is like there's a waiting list. You can't get in on a tailgate. So shout out to Desi again for this. This is a great opportunity for somebody. So number one, make sure you can go to the game tonight. Okay. 4 tickets. That's number one. Number two, Desi and his wife Carrie, don't waste the enjoyment of the tailgate. That's so you want to get there early. You want to enjoy it. I'm telling you, it is awesome. So many friendly people in there. Everybody just loving the weather's nice. Bring some sunscreen. Bring a lawn chair. All right. Bring your little hibachi if you want. Prepare. Or you know what, though? You don't have to bring anything. You can just come, you know what? Sit on your tailgate truck, walk around, visit. Doesn't matter. If you don't want to barbecue, you don't have to. But there's a lot going on in there. You'll have a lot of fun. So 4-pack and a parking pass for the tailgating tonight. Text in 833-401-1440 with your name and your email and 100% that you can go and use the 4 tickets. Okay? We're going to do this once. So there you go. Now, let's go around the NHL, brought to you by McDonald's. And hey, you know about the dollar cones, but also it's pretty cool right now. You can get the McDonald's $1 drink, fountain drink, or the small iced coffee. Stay cool all summer long for $1 only at McDonald's. And it has been an eventful offseason for the Philadelphia Flyers. And I'm guessing our next guest has had no shortage of articles to talk about, from the $18 million AAV offer sheet to Leo Carlson to the recent new contracts for 2 players who filed for arbitration, didn't go to arbitration, but Trevor Zegras gets a new 4-year, $9.125 million cap hit. Jamie Drysdale earlier today gets a 4-year, $6.5 million deal. They also locked up Tyson Forrester on July 1st, one of their young players, to a long-term deal at $7.1 million AAV. That'll be one of the last 8-year deals. Probably the last 8-year deal in franchise history for the Philadelphia Flyers, as Jordan Hall joins us once again. Jordan, how you doing?
Jason, I'm doing well. How are you?
Oh, I'm good, man. Kind of an easy off season for you. The stories write themselves when you got that much going on. The Carlson one we've talked about, but Zegras and Drysdale, were you surprised at all about either number for those 2 guys?
Not a whole lot. I think we're seeing with the salary cap going up and up that you're starting to see some inflated money figures. And of course, I think the term doesn't surprise me all that much, but I knew Zegras was going to get paid. He was coming off a career season. The Flyers really liked him. He gives them high-end talent. They've really been needing high-end talent in their forward group, and they feel like he provides it. They liked how he really responded to Rick Tocchet's challenge in year 1 here. And with Drysdale, he's now the highest-paid Flyers defenseman. I wasn't sure if he was going to get more money than Travis Sanheim, but I just think with the league, with the deals around the league and the cap going up, guys are getting paid. And Drysdale had a really strong season. He kind of finally blossomed as a young defenseman that can move the puck, and I think they feel like he's only going to get better. I think the Flyers are actually pretty happy they got him at 6.5. I think some people thought maybe he'd get into the $7 million range. He went with 6.5, and I think they were happy he would do that for 4 years. So not all that surprised, and I figured they would avoid arbitration. A Flyer hasn't gone to arbitration in a long, long time, so they got the job done with both. And I think they were excited to have them for 4 years, and we'll see if those 2 can set themselves up for a payday. I mean, they'll be going into their primes when their deals expire. So I wonder if they can get better and better. The Flyers might have to pay them even more when their deals are up after 2029, 30 season.
Now, the Flyers definitely took their big swing at Leo Carlson, as a center iceman, obviously got overpay. It didn't land. So, they signed all their young guys, really. Forrester, Zegras, as well as Jamie Drysdale. So they've got everybody now. The only guy left to sign is Grabenkin. I'm not even sure he's coming back. So you look at their team now compared to last year. Do you feel they're better? Are they the same? Kind of how would you evaluate the Flyers? Are they expecting most of their improvement to come internally?
They're definitely expecting their improvement to come internally. Leo Carlson was by far their big swing. They went for it. They were hopeful. I think they put the Ducks in a really tough spot where they had to make Leo Carlson the highest paid player in the league. But I think the overarching, positive and the overarching point of that was, I think, to show the league and their fans that they're ready, that they feel like they're ready to try to attract a talent like that. They're going to have to get creative in the way they do it, but I think they wanted to send a message that they're ready to spend, and that if a player wants to make big money and come to the Flyers and enjoy and kind of join this youth movement, they want to be the team to do it. They want to be the team to say, yes, come here. Philadelphia is a spot again. So I think they were understanding that they might not get Leo Carlson, but they're hoping there's kind of a trickle-down effect of it put them on the map a little bit. But I think they still are bullish that they can be better this season. They really shored up their goaltending with Joseph Wall. I think they really like Nola Chari. They feel like he's going to be a really tough bottom six guy that makes them hard to play against and can kind of move around the lineup. And I think they're really hopeful about their youth. Porter Martone played, I think, 9 games in the regular season, had 10 points. He was maybe their best forward in the playoffs outside of Trevor Zegras. I think they feel like him over a full season is really exciting. And they have a couple kids in Alex Bump and Denver Barkey who joined them mid-season and never went back down, stayed here. And I think they're hopeful that over a full season, those 2 kids will be really good. So I think they really like their youth movement. They feel like they're going to get only better internally with those kids. And then they're hoping that they'll be ready to strike when the opportunity is right to try to get a big-time center. So I think they have a chance to get better. I think they have a chance to make the playoffs again, and then be opportunistic when the time's there to attract a player.
The one storyline that I can't really understand is the talk about Owen Tippett on a trade. I'm like, he's making $6.2 million. It's like a bargain when you look at all the new contracts. He's fast as lightning. Like, why is his name out there?
Yeah, it's so funny you mentioned that, Jason, because he's kind of been a player that's polarizing here in Philadelphia. Some fans get so frustrated because he'll go through stretches where he doesn't score. And then he'll go through like a 10-game stretch where he truly looks like Connor McDavid. Like he's just blowing up the ice. No one can catch him. He's scoring like 9 goals in 10 games. And people are like, oh my gosh, if we could just see this consistently. I think he started to win over fans this season because down the stretch, as they made this playoff push and they finally got playoff hockey back in Philadelphia for the first time since 2020, he was the guy. Like, he was excellent. And he had just moment after moment where your jaw would drop and you were like, wow, this is why the Flyers are holding on to this guy. I think the reason they've been talked a little bit about, or his name has been kind of thrown out there, is because they have a surplus of young wingers. And I think if they thought they could really address a position of need, whether it be a first pair defenseman or a first line center, who would attract that? Probably an Owen Tippett. Because around the league, I think there's buzz that, gosh, this guy's really good. And then maybe the Flyers had enough young wingers that they could fill his void and then really get a big time talent. So I just think it's because he's so talented. And then there's been inconsistency problems. There's just been a guy that's been a little up and down. He hasn't hit 30 goals yet. But I think everyone knows the upside's there. So I think if they were to make a big splash, maybe it would be Owen Tippett that would get them the talent. And then that would be a position that they think they'd be okay with some of the young players like Porter Martone, Alex Bump, Matvei Mishkov, Tyson Forster. There's just so much youth there on the wing. But I think Tippett won them over a little bit more this year. And now he's got a modified no move. I think a modified no trade. So I think he's here to stay, but that's probably the reason why.
Okay. That was always the one that I was kind of perplexed by. You look at their goaltending, and obviously Dan Vladar was great for them last year. They went out and acquired Joseph Wall, who, when he's healthy, he can be really good. And maybe with Dan Vladar there, that's going to lessen him having to play as much, because the problem with Wall is he just can't stay healthy.
Right. Yeah, and I think they're hoping that maybe with a little less on his plate, like Dan Vladar is their guy now, and he's a guy that I think they know can play 50 games, and maybe Wall gives them 30-ish. Maybe Wall, when he's going right, he takes away some starts, and they find a really good balance there. But I think they're hopeful that when a little less is on Wall's plate, he'll stay healthy. But they really had to upgrade there, and I think they did it. Like, Wall's a guy that started in Toronto at times. He played in a big market. He's got playoff experience. And Samuel Ersson was a great kid here. He had a really good head on his shoulders, but the fact is he had the worst save percentage of his career last season. The year before that, when he was the primary guy, the number one, the Flyers had the worst save percentage in the NHL. And then Vladar came in and really just kind of rescued them at that position. And when the Flyers had their really tough stretch before the Olympic break, and it made them have to be in a must-win situation for about a month and a half, they lost 12 of 15 before the Olympic break, and that coincided with Vladar getting hurt, and then Ersson couldn't spell him. I think they know, okay, if we get someone that's a little bit better in Joseph Wall, we'll be able to spell Vladar more. We won't go through a really bad stretch where we're in this must-win spot for about a month and a half. I like Joseph Wall. I do think he's an upgrade, but you are right. I think the biggest thing will be, can he stay healthy? And I think the Flyers feel if he's playing less games because of Vladar, he's got a better chance to stay healthy.
All right, that makes sense. Jordan Hall joins us from NBC Philadelphia, covering the Flyers. Of course, Jamie Drysdale, their last big signing of the summer, with that big Leo Carlsson offer sheet. And the Flyers do have 2 first-rounders already in 2028. This coming draft, they've got an extra third and extra fourth already. But like, who do you think they would dangle? Do you have any other potential targets they would be looking for? Like, would Dylan Larkin be someone, if Philly can get on his trade list, would they be going after him?
That's the one I definitely think they would have been interested in. And I think there was some rumbling that when that first came out, that big bombshell report that he was requesting a trade, that the Flyers did have interest. I think it really is as a matter of what you said. Will Larkin expand his list and be interested in Philadelphia? I wonder if the Leo Carlsson offer sheet was a bit of them throwing up a flare in the sky and saying to Larkin, hey, listen, we're interested in a big name center. We feel like you'll like this youth movement we have here. So Larkin's one, I think, for sure. And listen, I wouldn't totally rule out maybe in two summers, if Connor McDavid and things aren't working out in Edmonton, the Flyers, they've been talking about their cap space. And Denny Brea the other day says, we want to hold on to that cap space and make sure we use it in the proper way. Maybe they make a run at McDavid in 2 years. I think maybe that's a dream scenario right now. But I think the overarching thing is, yes, they feel like they have the cap space, and they're going to hold on to it and make sure they can be a team that players want to come to, and maybe they can go out and eventually make a splash. But Larkin, no doubt, I think they're going to have some interest in. I think it's just, will he want to play here? That's probably the biggest thing.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I would look at it. I think if he doesn't like Detroit that much, he's going to have to likely expand his trade request to more than 4 teams, or he'll be going back to Detroit. Who knows? Maybe him and Steve Yzerman, that was the reason why he left it all. Jordan, lastly, you look at the Flyers. You had the Penguins last year in that division. Carolina obviously won the Cup. Washington's made some significant moves this offseason to improve. If you looked at it right now and kind of handicap that division, after Carolina, who do you see as kind of 2, 3, 4 in the Metro?
Yeah, it's really going to be, I think, a competitive division. It was really interesting to see the way it played out this season, how tight it was. I think the Rangers could even be better. I think the Devils had the chance to be better. The Blue Jackets were there if they don't collapse. I really think, Carolina's obviously head and shoulders above everyone else, but I think after that, I think it's really open. And I think there's going to be the Flyers making a push to try to be in that second and third place mix. And I think the Penguins feel like they want to stay there. I really think the Flyers are going to make a push for that second or third place spot and not try to be a wild card team. They were obviously third place this season. Penguins were second. And I think both finished with 98 points. So it was tight. I just expect it to be really competitive, but I think the Flyers will be there. I think in-house they really believe that they're going to be there. Danny Briere the other day said they're very comfortable if they don't make any other moves, and I think at this point they really might not. I mean, we're in mid-July, and I'm not sure what else they can do other than a really loud trade. He said he'd be very comfortable with this lineup, and I think they believe that. I think they feel like they have ingredients everywhere, from goaltending. Their defense is still intact from a team that went to the second round last year, and they have a lot of young talent up front, and I think they like it. If anything, the biggest issue is, do they have a power play quarterback? They have the worst power play in the league. Can they get better there? And will they eventually attract a center that can maybe give them a 1C type? But long story short, I think the Flyers believe they can be a second or third place team in the division, and because they were right there last year, right there with Pittsburgh. But it will be competitive. I think it'll be really interesting to see which teams will be playing at their best down the stretch, because that's what it boiled down to last season. Was Columbus collapsed, the Flyers took advantage of it.
Jordan, great stuff, man. I appreciate it. Have a great day. Have a good weekend, and we'll talk again soon.
Jason, thanks so much as always. Whenever you need it, I'm happy to do it.
You betcha. Thank you. That's Jordan Hall joining us from NBC in Philadelphia. So an interesting off season for the Flyers. We'll come back. We got stats of the day, some doozies to break down. We're going to talk to, we got lots on the Elks Cons, man. We'll announce the winner after this on the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Say hello to Alberta's home for reeling and dealing. With Play Alberta, you can spin into the excitement of popular slots like Cash Eruption and Desert Fantasy. Experience Alberta-exclusive games and get in on the action of live dealer tables with all new elevated stakes. However you prefer to play, the fun is ready when you are. Visit playalberta.ca/Gregor to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/Gregor. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
Listen up, friends. Operation Pizza is a go at Papa John's. They're introducing new personal pizzas, just in time to celebrate the premiere of Toy Story 5. These adventure-sized pies come in new exciting flavors like Sheriff's Roundup, Space Rangeroni, and Reach for the Pie. Or take your personal pizza to infinity and beyond by creating your own flavor just for you. Order 2 or more with Papa Pairings and get yours for only $9.99 each. New personal pizzas are ready for takeoff. See Disney and Pixar's Toy Story 5 in theaters June 19th.
Action Electrical Solar Team is now making a play for sustainability and savings. They're specialists in powering up for a greener future.
That's the strategy. Designing and installing high-efficiency solar panels. They're helping homes and businesses combat rising utility costs by harnessing the power of the sun.
A smart move for efficiency and the environment. Hire the Action Electrical team to bring home a win for your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
Hey, sports fans, we've got a clear choice for you. At Crystal Glass, we provide customers with the perfect glass for any job. From home to auto and even commercial, installation or repairs, we're your team. Call 310-GLASS or visit crystalglass.ca. Crystal Glass.
You don't just need property services, you need problems handled. HireGood provides cleanup, debris removal, site monitoring, and safety attendance across Edmonton. We reduce issues on your property, keep spaces safe, and take pressure off your team. We resolve real problems for businesses while creating real impact, because our team is built on second chances, and they show up every day ready to prove it. Visit hiregood.ca or call and mention Jason Gregor for a first-time discount. HireGood. Stable jobs create stable lives.
Everything is going to be okay. If your debt has you feeling like you're in a free fall, you have options. I'm Dan McDicken, a licensed insolvency trustee with Faber. Becoming debt-free is possible, and a personal bankruptcy or consumer proposal will get you there. Schedule your free Faber Focus session at faber.ca today. You'll learn how a consumer proposal allows you to eliminate your debt by paying a percentage of the amount owed without interest. At Faber, we'll tackle your debt.
There's still time to book your tournament at the Ranch Golf and Country Club.
As one of Alberta's top tourney courses, the Ranch makes hosting fun and easy for any group or business. No matter how unique or unusual, they'll accommodate your vision for an event no one will soon forget.
Start planning your tournament today at their beautifully landscaped course on the outskirts of West Edmonton. On-site event coordinators are here to help, but hurry, availability is limited and booking fast.
Visit theranchgolf.com.
Vashon Concrete Products.
From concrete and septic tanks to blocks, precast water pads, jersey barriers, and aggregates. Farmers, contractors, homeowners. Plan your next project at bashawconcrete.com. Family owned, over 60 years pouring. Bashaw Concrete products. Once again, start here. bashawconcrete.com.
Portions of this hour brought to you by the Druid Irish Pub, Edmonton's favorite soccer home. The Druid Irish Pub is back in the Ice District across from Rogers Place. Watch all the games with 650 Heineken only at the Druid Irish Pub.
This is Sports 1440, where Edmonton talks sports.
On YouTube, Facebook, and X.
Here's Jason Gregor.
Brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca.
Positive Friday. How are you? Welcome back, Jason Gregor, Connor Halley, Declan Cougar, Sports 1440, sports1440.ca. And man, I can't remember the last time I've seen this. Bryson DeChambeau, like over a half an hour after his round, just got a 2-stroke penalty. So he drops from 7 under to 5 under. Wow. So it comes from on the 5th hole. He ends up with a triple bogey. He had a 5, and they're saying he improved his lie. Man, I watched the video many times. Conzano, did you watch it?
I haven't yet.
First of all, I'm watching. I'm like, where the hell's the ball? So now, and then I saw it. Okay, so I saw where I hit it from. Then I watched it again, and I'm guessing like it's when he stepped to walk behind his ball to get an angle at the green, and I guess they're saying somehow that trampled down some of the well, it wasn't even the fescue, man. Like he was in the junk. But can any of you diehard golfers let me know the last time after the player's round was completed that he got a 2-stroke penalty at a major? I'm sure it's happened before. I just can't remember the last time. So I'm sure Bryson will be very excited about this. We'll see. How does he bounce back tomorrow? Does this rattle him, or does he use it as motivation? We'll see. So there you go.
Well, Gregor, I mean, the sleuths on the internet saying as he was speaking to the officials, it looks like he says, well, I'm not playing tomorrow. He walked past, a reporter asked him. He said nothing, smiled, and kept walking. So might be much ado about nothing. If people start seeing that on social media, it might be nothing.
Oh, what? Him claiming he was going to sit it out?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
he's still in the hunt.
Like, why would you do that? Like, that'd be the dumbest thing you can do.
The best thing he can do is come back and win.
Exactly. And win. But I'm curious to see the write-up and what the explanation is, because I'm assuming the Open Championship is going to put some sort of release out explaining what happened. So we'll see where it goes. 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440. Hope you're having an awesome. And Cons, who's our winner? Who is going to the game tonight?
We're going to be sending Ryan to the game tonight.
Ryan. Congratulations, Ryan. Hey, do well. And thanks again to Desi for the tickets. We very much appreciate it. So the Ryan man is going to have himself a great time. Great time.
We've got the Facebook tickets as well. So if you want to go to our account, Sports 1440 AM on Facebook, scroll down till you see the picture of Commonwealth. You can enter there for a 4-pack as well.
Ooh, when are you doing that draw?
On the post, I said by 4. So we'll go till about 3:45.
Yeah, okay, that's good. There you go. So another chance. So we're just getting you opportunities to win everywhere here today on Sports 1440. Touch all the different mediums. I like it. So there you go. How about this little update quickly? Then we'll get stats of the day. Anthony Santander, kind of like the forgotten guy, basically because he hasn't played since I signed him. But he had some soreness in his left shoulder, ended up with a cortisone injection, hasn't started hitting yet, is down for 5 to 7 days and then ramp things back up. That guy just can't stay healthy, man. Like, I don't know. Do you honestly think he's going to play this year? I don't know. Like, I'm sure he would like to get back and try to play some games, even if the Jays are out of it, just to he basically almost hasn't played in I know he played a little bit last year, but not very much. So I would assume he'd want to get back in at some point and get a little bit of action in. Why not? Now let's get to our stats of the day, brought to you by All Star Construction, gas pipe technicians, hydrovac operators, backhoe operators, construction laborers, and more. They're hiring. Go to Indeed.com and look up All Star Construction, and you can get a job today. It's a great gig. I love it. Now we got a lot of stats to get to for you today. So if you missed it earlier, Australia's Lucas Herbert shot a 28 on the front nine. That tied the lowest 9-hole score ever at the Open. He finished with a round of -8. And he's a leader by 2 strokes right now. Sam Burns also shot a 62. So both of those guys shot a 62, and they made up a lot of ground. No surprise. So if you look at Herbert was 39th coming into today. He's now first. But even bigger jump was Sam Burns. He went from 106th to tie for 5th place. Pretty damn good. So some real low scores from those two guys today. You also had Eric Cole shot a 64. So like those two were 4 strokes better than everybody except Eric Cole. That's pretty impressive. Canadian Corey Connor has put himself in the conversation. He's tied. He's at 2 under. So he's 6 strokes off the lead. One of the top 24 golfers through the first 2 days at the Open Championship. The World Cup tomorrow is going to be match number 103. And that, of course, will be England and France. And then on Sunday, the final game, the 104th meeting. Did you know Argentina and Spain, they've only met once in a non-friendly situation, Connor Halley? I'm blown away by this. Way back in 1966 in the group stage of the World Cup. Now, they've played in friendlies, but never any other time until now. In the final. Top 2 ranked team, they're going at it. Spain comes in, their defensive juggernaut. They've only allowed 1 goal in the tournament. They're also riding a ridiculous 37-game unbeaten streak. If they win on Sunday, they will break the record that they are currently sharing with Italy at 37 games. Meanwhile, Argentina, I would suggest you have patience. You also got to have a good belief system, because Argentina has scored 19 goals. They've scored the most goals in the tournament, but 13 of their 19 goals have come after the 70th minute, and 10 of them have come after the 79th minute. But thing is, 13 of their goals, and they've won all 4 knockout rounds. Get this, Connor. Are you ready?
Ready.
They've won all 4 knockout round games despite never holding the lead in the 90th minute.
That's crazy.
That's
absolutely insane.
Like, come on. Some would say they're playing with fire. Others would say they know how to close out when the time comes. But that's one of my favorite stats when you think about it. All 4 knockouts, never held the lead in the 90th minute, but they've won all 4 games. Unreal. Absolutely unreal. Major League Baseball unofficially began their second half last night. The Mets got a big win. Earlier today, Boston spanked Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's leading the AL East with a record of, they're actually leading the entire AL with 56 wins, but they got pumped by the surging Boston Red Sox. The Red Sox have now won 10 in a row. And they've put themselves in a tie for the final wild card spot with Seattle and Minnesota. Now, they do have 2 games in hand on both of those teams. Seattle's 48 and 49. Twins are 48 and 49. Boston is 47 and 48. They both have the same points percentage of .495. So they're rolling. If there's a team that you look at to say, hey, I think they're hot and they're going to get in, it's probably going to be the Red Sox. Blue Jays start their quest to try to get back to the playoffs. They are 2.5 games back of Seattle, Minnesota, and Boston. And then they're a game back of Houston and a half game back of Baltimore. So they're going to have to pass 5 teams to get in. It is tough. Starts tonight. They take on the Chicago White Sox. Chicago on the season has a run differential of plus 35. The Jays minus 35. But it is Murakami and Okamoto, two rookies, having themselves great starts to the season, respectively, for both of their clubs. So, we'll see what can happen. Okamoto, of course, has 22 home runs. Murakami has 20, but he's missed 30 games. He was on fire till he got injured. And I'm kind of excited to see what he's going to do in the unofficial second half of the season. If you look at it, Kyle Schwarber, 32 home runs, definitely on pace to get over 50, as is Alvarez. Same with Ben Rice, also Junior Caminero, James Woods. Quite a few guys on pace to hit 50 dingers. We'll see how many of them actually get there. RBIs. Do you know who, just for fun, Connor, do you know who leads MLB in RBIs?
No, I don't.
Your home run derby champion.
Okay.
Jordan Walker from St. Louis has 74 ribbies in 93 games. And of course, just won himself a cool $1 million on Monday night. So I'm kind of curious, can he carry over that performance into the second half of the season? Something to watch for. Meanwhile, pitchers, if you look at it, Aaron Ashby right now for Milwaukee leads with 12 wins. Chase Burns, Sonny Gray, Christopher Sanchez each have 11. Remember when 20 wins is still pretty hard to get. And the guy who right now has, no surprise here. How many strikeouts is Jacob Mizorowski going to get this year? He's at 167, which is pretty damn impressive. That guy is a treat to watch. I've found myself watching more Milwaukee games than I can ever say in my lifetime. And I used to hey, I remember back when I was a kid, you didn't have even the option to do it. But, Paul Molitor, Robin Yount, I loved it. If you look at most strikeouts in a season was Matt Kilroy back in 1886 when he had 513. But he also pitched 583 innings. 83. It was a different time, man. How about old Hoss Radbourne? He pitched 678 innings in 1884. You just pitched until your arm fell off, basically. It was crazy. You look at outside, the only guy in the 20th century, in the 1900s, the most innings pitched was Nolan Ryan. Most strikeouts. He had 383. Sandy Koufax, 382. And if you look at recently, Most strikeouts, 281. Spencer Strider had that in 2023. And I'm trying to think, who was the last guy to get to 300 was Justin Verlander in 2019. And I think that, Mizorowski needs 133 down the stretch to get there. He's got 167 in 111 innings pitched. When Verlander had his 300, he had 223 innings pitched. So Mizorowski is striking out at a much higher strikeout per inning ratio than Verlander was, but still 300 strikeouts, man. Actually, Garrett Cole also, he had 326 strikeouts in 2019. So I think we're likely going to see the first 300 strikeout pitcher as long as he stays healthy in a few years, which is always good to see, man. Fireballers all over the place. I love it. That's our stats of the day. We talked a little bit about the green and gold and their opportunity to go 5-1 tonight. And more importantly, if they go 5-1, they're at 10 points. The BC Lions would be at 2 points. Now, they'd have a game in hand. But that's a significant gap to give yourself a third of the way through the season. So this is a huge opportunity tonight for the Edmonton Elks and other CFL news. Really no surprise, but Zach Collaros, it's been announced, will not play Sunday in Ottawa. Drew Brown, of course they were going to play Drew Brown. As if after his first performance, there's no way. And he's playing his foreign team. I think you had to play. So our stats of the day brought to you by All Star Construction. Now, let's get to Connor Halley and a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Hire Good. For professional property services you can feel good about, get Hire Good. Site cleanup, debris removal, seasonal maintenance, and more. Check out Hire Good. Stable jobs create stable lives.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Week 7 in the CFL kicks off tonight down at Commonwealth. Lions and Elks kickoff set for 7 o'clock. The Philadelphia Flyers signed the free agent, restricted free agent Jimmy Drysdale to a 4-year contract extension for $26 million. The Blue Jays back in action, taking on the White Sox. First pitch, 5:15. We'll have that one for you on our AM feed immediately following the Jason Gregor show. Elsewhere, Yankees get the Dodgers. Pirates head to Cleveland. Cubs host the Twins. Astros meeting the Orioles. Padres up against Kansas City earlier today. Red Sox beating up on the Rays 10-0. Day 2 at the Open in England. Lucas Herbert atop the leaderboard, 8 under par. Jackson Super, Cameron Young, and Ryan Gerard all 6 under. Bryson DeChambeau will assessed a 2-stroke penalty on the 5th hole. Currently sits 5 under. Both Canadians will play over the weekend. Corey Connor is currently 2 under, while Nick Taylor -1. And the Riverhawks are back in action out in Port Angeles. First pitch set for 7 o'clock. Coming up in hour 2 of the Jason Gregor Show, we'll be joined by our co-host Wanye Gretz, also 3-time Olympian Tyler Mislawchuk, and we'll hear Cam Tate's 2-minute warning. I'm Connor Halley. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440, a Stingray radio station broadcasting on Treaty 6 territory.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to CKJR wherever you go.
At GS Construction, people grow with the company. 50 years of experience doesn't live in a binder on a shelf. It lives in our people at every level, passed down on every site. Many of us started with a shovel in our hands and built whole careers here. The work is honest. The company's been around since 1974. So if it all sounds good to you and you want to grow with us, GS Construction is currently looking for experienced pipe layers and topmen. No shovel required. Visit gsconstruction.ca today.
Listen up, friends. Operation Pizza is a go at Papa John's. They're introducing new personal pizzas just in time to celebrate the premiere of Toy Story 5. These adventure-sized pies come in new exciting flavors like Sheriff's Roundup, Space Rangeroni, and Reach for the Pie. Or take your personal pizza to infinity and beyond by creating your own flavor just for you. Order 2 or more with Papa Pairings and get yours for only $9.99 each. New personal pizzas are ready for takeoff. See Disney and Pixar's Toy Story 5 in theaters June 19th.
Silent Ice Sports and Entertainment is an innovative market leader across Western Canada. Properties include the Spruce Grove Saints, the Junior Prospects Hockey League, Silent Rides Charter Company, the Hockey Super League, and the newly launched Female Super League. Silent Ice also owns the Western Hockey League Seattle Thunderbirds and operates the Morinville AAA Arena. The Silent Ice Center, a new state-of-the-art entertainment facility in Nisku, features 2 sheets of ice, a 1,600-seat arena, as well as Summit Restaurant. Learn more at silentice.com.
Hi, I'm Colin Livingston, president of CanTorque. We've been tightening bolts and redefining our industry for 25 years. Yes, a quarter century, and we're just getting started. Check us out at CanTorque.com. Our tools age better than I do.
Wondering what you can afford? Let Go Auto do the math with our free car loan calculator. No pressure, no awkward convos, just quick answers on your budget and payments. Bad credit, no credit? We got you. Text check to 780-777-7777. That's check to 780 all sevens. Find out what you qualify for and start shopping with confidence. Go Auto. Drive what you love with payments that make sense.
Scott McGilvery here, HGTV host and renovation expert. The one upgrade I know homeowners will love: better, fresher Culligan water straight from the tap. Culligan's Aquacentral reverse osmosis filtration system takes your water to the next level. With up to 7 stages of filtration and 14 filter options, they're certified to reduce over 90 contaminants. Your tap water is about to get a major upgrade. Safer water that tastes great. Get started with a free in-home water test at Culligan.com. Culligan, water you love.
It's cone season at McDonald's, which means vanilla cones are $1 each plus tax in the McDonald's app all summer long. Soft, creamy, and crunchy. For just $1 each plus tax exclusively in the McDonald's app. App download and registration required at participating McDonald's in Canada.
Feeling overwhelmed by debt? Concerned about what the next few weeks or months will bring for your finances? My name is Parveen Middleton. I'm a licensed insolvency trustee at BDO here in Edmonton. You don't have to navigate this alone. Together, we can review your options and build a personalized plan to reduce your payments and get you out of debt, so you can breathe again. Call 1-833-BDO-TALK or visit bdodebt.ca to book your free consultation and discover your debt-free future.
Your summer tradition is on CTV and Crave with the Amazing Race Canada. Your country is waiting. Go! It's the adventure of a lifetime in the quest across the country. Teams will be tested. Skills will be challenged. Trust will be questioned. Who will persevere till the end and win it all? Your team number 1. The Amazing Race Canada. All new Tuesday on CTV. Stream next day on Crave.
Portions of this hour brought to you by CanTorque. We offer sale, rental, repair, and calibration of hydraulic, pneumatic, and battery-powered torque wrenches, stud tensioners, and flange maintenance equipment. Order today at CanTorque.com.
The Jason Gregor Show on Edmonton's go-to station for all things sports is Sports 1440, presented by PlayAlberta.ca. Alberta's only all-in-one play experience. Casinos, sports, and lottery. One account, one wallet, one app. Here's Jason Gregor.
Just after 3 o'clock. How you doing on a lovely, positive Friday? Hot, hot, hot. It is warm out. Get some sunscreen on, but enjoy it, babies. Because after, man, we didn't have a lot of sun early on this summer, so let's get out and enjoy it. The Elks game tonight is going to be an epic place to be. That is, that'll be fun, real fun. And I'm hoping for a good walk-up. I think people, you know what? You, rightfully so, for a long time, you had reason to be frustrated with the franchise. I totally understand it. But slowly, and nothing is instantly where flip switches. Some people are like, maybe I'll go, maybe I'll not. But I think the Elks keep winning, and the organization keeps doing good things in the community, the right things. I think that's going to help them long term. But nothing helps more than having a competitive team on the field. And the Elks are competitive. This is going to be a tough test tonight, of course, against the BC Lions, the only team who has beat the Elks this season. Elks are 4-1. Lions are 1-3. I think BC is a better team. They were ravaged by injuries early on. They got 2 more defensive starters coming back in the both the D-line and the halfback position. And I'll say that the strength of the Lions' defense is their defensive line. They can get a lot of pressure with a 4-man front. And that's going to have to be the key. The O-line of the Elks tonight is going to be has to be a lot better than they were in the first game between these two teams. So we'll see how they bounce back. It is the Gregor Show, as always, presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website where 100% of the revenue stays right here in the lovely province at PlayAlberta.ca. We welcome in Wanye Gretz to the show. Wanye, how you doing?
I'm pumped up.
Is that a Moose Jaw Warriors Western Hockey League Champions t-shirt?
We did it. We're number one.
Sick.
We're number one. I know it's 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
But we're number one.
Yeah. That's pretty awesome. How many of those did they make?
Wow. So here's the story. Truth be told, we win the dub. I am a contributing member of the team. I go on the website. I'm like, it is time to go crazy. I want WHL championship, everything, hoodie, hat, scarf, flag. There's nothing for sale. I'm like, well, they must just a delay. We didn't know we were going to win the WHL. Nothing for sale. So I phoned my friend Mike Downton in Moose Jaw. And I say, can you drive down to the arena store and like see what's going on here? I need this. And he's like, all they have is workout gear. I said, send it to me.
So they have workout gear for the Western Hockey.
That was it?
That was it.
I'm like, did it sell out? He's like, no. That's all they had.
Really?
So I said, send it out here.
Oh my gosh.
We did it.
Okay. Well, there you go. So they did it. That is good.
Do you know when the last time the Elks had a 4-1 record on a Friday night?
On a Friday night?
On a Friday night.
Ooh, well, the last time they 4-1. Oh God, because they had a good start. They won 7 in a row, so it wouldn't have been then. 4-1. I'm going 2015.
2002.
2002.
So if you're wondering, is this a good time to get back on the Elks bandwagon? Have they done enough on and off the field to be worth a second chance? It's been 24 years since the Elks were this good, this late in the year, going into a Friday night where it's 27 degrees. This is the best time to get back. Give them a shot.
Yeah, why not, man? And I'll say this, because the great part about it is you have options. You can go sit on the east side and you like, man, I want to watch the game, but I want to have my shades on. I want to be in the sun and just bask it all in. It's perfect. I sat there last Thursday on the east side, and it was sunny for the full first half and a little bit of the second half. And it was hot. And I'm just like, whoo, like really hot. But I didn't mind it. Just saying it was really hot. Meanwhile, it's going to be hot, but you can be in the shade if you want. So you got either side here. You got opportunities. If you walk up, you decide, do I want to sit in the, just remember that the west side is more shaded. The east side, you will be enjoying the sun for the first half. Second half, it's basically the same on both sides as the sun starts to go down in the west. And obviously that side of the stadium blocks it out to the east. But it's I think it's going to be an awesome game. Should be highly entertaining. And away we go. Look forward to it. So, be nice.
Pumped up. How are you feeling about the World Cup? It's been a monumental week.
It has been a great World Cup. I think this World Cup's been fantastic. Like, the few things I've learned about the World Cup is that I did not know how many NFL reporters struggle from, and no offense to short guys in this one, but sometimes there's, you know what, maybe it's lazy or not, a little short guy. They feel like, oh, I gotta make up for it. Like, they're trying to compare everything to the NFL. I'm like, dude, you're talking about a one country sport. That's what it is. It's great, but you don't play American football across the world, right? You play football basically North America. That's where you play. One continent, right? You play rugby in lots of other places. And I know they go over and they have now NFL games in Europe and other places. And yeah, people will go for a few games, but trust me, this is not a global game. It's stunning to me how they're trying to suggest that somehow the NFL is bigger. Maybe in the US, not globally, not even close. I'm kind of like, but then again, I shouldn't be surprised. I've had friends who went to the United States and their whole, like, they learn a lot about the US. Well, not a lot, but some, but they hardly learn anything about the rest of the world. Like, it's kind of wild. They're just like, oh, you mean like there's other places out there? It's like the NBA players who've gone on all these, well, geez, because you make 100 mil doesn't mean you take home 100 mil. Oh, you mean you pay taxes like every other human being on North American soil? Like, what are we doing? So that to me is kind of what stood out in a weird way. But I love the World Cup, to be honest. I've thought it's been highly entertaining. The fact that Argentina came from behind like they did in the semifinal was quite fitting. A, how they've played, but B, how the tournament's gone. And I know it's a third place game, and everyone's like, why are you playing a third place game? And I'm like, guys, well, they do it at the Olympics. They do it other places. Hey, do the players love it? No, because everybody wants to win the gold. I get it, but you still go out and play. It is England and France, and they're going to want to do something. But obviously, Argentina, Spain, a game on Sunday. Can't wait.
I think it's been really interesting, the world coming to the U.S., right? Like they showed earlier on, like Kansas City had a whole bunch of, was it the Dutch that were in Kansas City? And then the Norwegians are rowing in the middle of the street. And then there was all the Scots in Boston, and all the Boston people in the pubs couldn't believe that the Scots had come over and were smashing beers. Like your point about like the States is kind of like a monoculture, right? They're only interested in kind of their own thing. But watching that game in Atlanta the other day, the fact that it was in Atlanta was of no importance. Like it was overshadowed, the location, by the game that was playing there. And where's the last game? New Jersey?
Yes.
That's going to be...
Well, if they can see it, man. They got the air quality right now is not great. That's
really?
Oh, yeah. Well, there's another thing. The Americans are yelling, oh, yeah, Canada's got fires. And now it's all blowing in there. I'm like, I don't think you understand how things work, dude. Remember when your fires blew? Go ask people in Osoyoos right now how they're feeling about the fires in the U.S. that are blowing smoke into there. Grab a clue. But anyway, you can't. Sometimes ignorance is bliss for some people, for sure.
Are you going to watch both games remaining, or are you going to watch just the final?
Oh, no, I'll watch. Well, my son Mbappe is his favorite player.
Okay.
So we'll watch a little bit of, and England's been England and France should be an entertaining game. I think there should be some goals in that match. So, Mbappe is playing for the Golden Boot. Right. And even Kane, I guess, obviously Kane would have to have a monumental game, but there's still something on the line there for sure. So, I'll dabble in. I probably will I watch it start to finish? No. But I will watch the goal. It's for the World Cup, man. It's in North America. We don't know when's the next time ever, if we're going to have the World Cup here. I would, I was already looking it's in Portugal in 2030, and I've enjoyed it so much. I'd be like, God, that would be a fun place to go.
Totally.
Portugal's a beautiful place. So if you tie it in for that, why not? That could be fun. So I like it. Now, speaking of enjoyment on sports, we got this courtesy of Daryl for any of our motorheads. How about this? For tonight, I have 8 tickets in the skybox for the Gold Cup race at CanTorque tonight. So any of you motorheads want to go, you got 8 tickets right in the skybox. Pretty sweet place to watch.
Have you been in the skybox?
I have been in the skybox.
Tell me the level of luxury I can expect in the skybox.
Oh, it's pretty nice. Yeah. I'll say this, your vantage point to watch it is amazing, right? So it's like anything. And now I've been in the box for Gold Cup. I remember I was in the box once for Hot August Nights. Dude, that was next level. It was almost too hot. Because, they got the big funny cars and they're just blowing the gas. It was crazy. It was an experience, though.
That's why they call it Hot August Night.
Yeah, it was an experience. But in the skybox for the Gold Cup race, if you're a fan of racing, this is an unreal place to be. So if you want to go, send me a text, 833-401-1440. Just put in Gold Cup and include your email, and we'll send you those courtesy of Daryl. So there you go. Pretty simple. 833-401-1440 for any of our motorheads. You got 8 tickets if you'd like to go. So awesome. A few other things going on in the world of sport. We got a few. Hey, Gregor, what are the I just got back in town. Can you update me on the Elks injuries? Any good news as far as players coming back, and bad news? Who else did we lose? Okay. So here, what do you want first? The good news or the bad news? I guess we should do the good news is that guys are getting closer next week, you should have, multiple players who could be ready to come off the injured list. So that's the good news. But none of them are coming off for tonight. You actually have a few more players added to the injured list. Of course, David Beard, no surprise. He left last game. He's got a strained calf. He's going to miss tonight, probably both of the games against Saskatchewan. So he's out. Joe Robustelli hasn't played yet this year, and they actually moved him to the 6th game, so they kind of recouped that money because he'd been on the 1 game, but you can move him retroactive to the 6th game because he's not playing tonight. Who else is just Jordan Williams? He's out long term, 10 to 12 weeks on the D line. That's a pretty big blow. So some lineup changes. Beard is out. Curtis Pashula will come in as the backup. Corte, of course, is going to start at the center position. He came in last week. Justin Pace does come back on the roster. He missed 1 week, but he is back healthy, and he'll take Tyrone Verde's spot. Zach Mathis will draw in for Carter Kettle. No injury. They're just getting Mathis back in after sitting out. And a player to watch for. And, hey, sports fans in Edmonton, I'm not saying he's going to be as good as the other number 97, but Gavin Meyer, who will wear number 97, has shown he was great in camp and preseason, and he's just kind of been biding his time as a rookie. He's going to draw in, and he will rotate in on the D-line. Tamari Fox will be starting on the defensive line, as will Noah Taylor, but then they'll have Robbie Smith. Meyer's going to rotate in. So I think tonight they have 10 different D linemen dressed for special teams and defensive purposes. But watch for number 97. Do not be surprised if 97 makes a few big plays for the green and gold tonight. We'll take a quick break. When we return, we'll hear from Tyler Mislawchuk, who's, hey, imagine being top 15 in the world in any sport. Pretty damn good. We'll touch on it next on The Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Legacy Heating and Cooling is serious about cooling. In fact, we offer multiple ways to cool your home. So you better
call Legacy. Call Legacy.
If you're looking for traditional air conditioning, we got you.
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
Or ask us about a heat pump to help you heat and cool.
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
Cool with AC or cool with a heat pump. Cool your home with Legacy Heating and Cooling.
For all your welding supplies, think AWS Welding. Located in Nisku, their readily stocked storefront carries a wide variety of welding glasses, cylinder rentals, plus welding rod, wire, and consumables. Same-day delivery is always available. And if they don't have it, AWS Welding will find it for you fast. Visit their online store today at awswelding.ca or give them a call or text at 780-979-0470. AWS Welding. They make it happen.
Albertans love to debate the best way to enjoy summer sports.
No. Playing on the field is the best, man.
No way. Watching from the sidelines, way more relaxing.
You're both crazy. Checking out the game from the Bro Zone is where it's at.
But there's one thing every sports fan agrees on.
Wilhauk Beef Jerky.
Wherever you catch the action, load up on Alberta's best beef jerky.
Wilhauk Beef Jerky, because you can't have summer fun with salad. Only available in Leduc.
It's dollar drink summer at McDonald's. Sip on a refreshing small fountain drink or a small iced coffee for just $1 each plus tax, all summer long. Only at McDonald's. Excludes flavored and cloud iced coffees. At participating Canadian restaurants. Taxes extra. Prices exclude delivery.
Come for Canada's largest trade shows, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. And stay for the experience at the Edmonton Expo Centre. Looking for the perfect place to host your next big event? From trade shows to galas, meetings, and concerts, the Edmonton Expo Centre has the space, event expertise, and service to make your next event unforgettable. With over 522,000 square feet of flexible event space, in-house catering, and operational expertise, they bring your biggest vision to life. Learn more at EdmontonExpoCenter.com today.
Whether you're a craft beer connoisseur or more of a wine aficionado, there's always something new to discover at Sherbrooke Liquor, a unique family-owned independent liquor store. The selection, incredible. The non-alcohol section is also very impressive. Sherbrooke Liquor, expert, knowledgeable staff with a passion for unique finds. More than just a liquor store, we're a community. Alberta's best, the one and only Sherbrooke Liquor. Wine, spirits, and oodles of beer. Visit SherbrookeLiquor.com.
You see it? Fusion Promo Marketing can make it. Fusion makes high-quality, memorable promotional products for businesses, sports teams, and corporate events. From vision to reality, get noticed and remembered. Fusion with a Z. Promomarketing.ca.
Novo Blinds is your home ice advantage for window coverings. Edmonton's own custom manufacturer with over 300 5-star reviews from homeowners, builders, and commercial contractors. Book a free in-home consultation at novoblinds.ca.
School's almost out, and road trip season is just around the corner. But if your brakes sound like they're grinding harder than a hockey fourth liner, it might be time to visit Napa Auto Parts. Napa has all the quality parts, tools, and know-how to help keep your vehicle running smoothly and road ready. With over 85 locations in Alberta, visit your local Napa store today or shop online at napacanada.com. That's Napa know-how.
We just dropped a massive payload at NISQ 4. It's time to unload some deals at the Truckload of Savings event. If you've been waiting to upgrade, we've backed up the savings with unbeatable offers on our toughest Fords. Right now, haul away exactly what you need and take advantage of massive price drops across our entire lineup, including the legendary Ford F-150 for the job site or the weekend getaway. Shop the Truckload of Savings at nisqford.ca. Nisq Ford, above expectations.
Bashaw Concrete Products. From concrete and septic tanks to blocks, precast water pads, Jersey barriers and aggregates. Farmers, contractors, homeowners. Plan your next project at BashawConcrete.com. Family owned, over 60 years pouring. Bashaw Concrete Products. Once again, start here. BashawConcrete.com.
For over 60 years, the folks at Diablo Boots have been selling the best Canadian-made boots. Handcrafted in Winnipeg, Canada West makes the best quality cowboy, biker, and work boots for Diablo Boots with replaceable soles and heels. Why buy cheaper quality like Ariat, Justin, and Red Wing made in China when Canadian-made is better? Support Canada's workers and Diablo Boots for the best boots. So save on boots by Save On Foods. That's Diablo Boots, 3340 Gateway Boulevard on the east side of Save On Foods. Canada West and Diablo Boots, the two best names in the boots business.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Emerald Equipment. Emerald Equipment is Edmonton's newest dealer for Yanmark compact equipment. Machines built tough for the jobs that don't quit. Get your new Yanmark compact track loaders with ASV Posi Track at Emerald Equipment.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Pause and Friday continues on. Jason Gregor, Wanye Gretz, Connor Halley, Declan Kruger, Sports 1440, sports1440.ca, YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching the show. We very much appreciate it. It's a great time for sports. Something we haven't seen in a while. Bryson DeChambeau finished his round. He was second place. He was 7 under. But then they reviewed his play on the 5th hole and deemed that he had bettered his lie. Thus, they gave him a 2-stroke penalty. He ends up with a hockey stick, in this case, a triple bogey on the par 4 5th. Takes a 7. And now he is currently at 5 under par, which would put him in a tie for 5th place. So instead of being one back of Lucas Herbert, who shot a sizzling 62, he and Sam Burns, who also shot 62, and Siwoo Kim are all 5 under. Ryan Gerard, Cameron Young, Jackson Zuber are 6 under, and then Herbert is 8 under. So he's still very much in it. And obviously he's now I know a lot of these guys like to hit balls after the round, but like it's pretty dark over there right now, and he's still out on the driving range hitting balls. I don't know if it's a frustration thing. Is this his way to say, I'm just going to wait out the press? I don't have to talk to him afterwards. I don't know, but I can't recall seeing a guy hitting when it's that dark out later. I'm sure there's guys that have done it. Maybe they just don't show it on video, but it is rather interesting to see. Congrats to Carlton. He was the winner going to see a little racing in Gold Cup tonight. So that should be a lot of fun for him. All right. Now, coming up this weekend, I always like to talk to athletes who are near the top of their sport. And especially in sports that I highly respect because I know how difficult they are. As we get to our big guest of the day, brought to you by the Silent Ice Center. And they're going to have a pretty big name in concert later this year, Gene Simmons. Get your tickets, silenticecenter.com, to see Mean Gene, the Gene Simmons Band, of course, playing lots of the classics at the Silent Ice Center. And we are joined by Olympian, who is currently the 15th ranked triathlete in the world. Tyler Maslachuk joins us. Tyler, welcome to the show, man. How you doing? Good. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. So, Ty, I did a triathlon sprint run. So that's kind of my and I only did it because it was like a media one, and I was racing 3 other media people. They each did 1 leg, and I did all 3. Now I won, so I like to brag about it for as long as I can. But I was a decent runner and can bike, but like swimming, awful. But I love the training of it. So when did you get in to triathlons? Were you one of those guys like as a young teen, or later on? When did you get involved in it?
I was around 15. I played like AAA level hockey back in Manitoba, where I'm from originally. And I ran cross country. Like you said, I'd run a bit of a running background, but just kind of not really training, just showing up at school and running. And then I ended up getting recruited just to try one, similar to your story, but I was 15. Liked it. Was like, oh, I'm not bad at this. And then trained a summer at it and realized like the harder I worked, the luckier I got. And that's kind of being the sport. It's not as easy now as it once was to improve at the age of 31 versus when you're starting a new skill at 15, but that's consensus.
Yeah, you would see a lot of gains early on, and you're like, oh my God, I'm cutting down my swim time. I'm cutting my run down. Well, this is fun. And, obviously you're in your prime. Well, you're still in your prime at 31. But so for you, when you start out at 15, because there's lots of different, you're athletes in other sports, and then you realize for a variety of reasons that something else grabs you, or, hey, maybe I'm better at this than that. What was the one discipline that's been the hardest for you to get good at?
Oh, swimming, no question. Running and biking is one of those things. If you spend enough time, you can get better at it. And there's a little bit of skill, but the skill level is more like handling your bike or a little technique, versus swimming. You can have the biggest muscles in the world and you can have the highest VO2 max or the best nutrition. But if you don't learn the skill of swimming, it is a pain in the bum to go through the water. It's why 12-year-old girls can outswim the biggest bodybuilder if you take them from the gym and just put them in the water with no skill. You need strength, power, but it's a lot of finesse and hand-eye, which I think one of the reasons why I was able to even learn it was just I played a lot of hand-eye sports, whether it was hockey, soccer, lacrosse, like all things that involve, just knowing your body and how you move. Obviously, the movement patterns are different, but they overlap a little bit, I think, in that way.
So how does hand-eye help you as a swimmer? Because I'll tell you, man, like, God, I was brutal. Like it was, and I actually had Canada's coach help me the first time. And I was so bad at swimming because I'd never I did like swimming badges as a kid. But he watched me swim the length of the pool the first time. And he's like, what are you doing in there? And I was trying, I didn't realize, as I would turn my head when I was swimming, I was trying to exhale and inhale at the same time. And he's like, no, you exhale into the water.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh.
That's one of the hardest things of swimming is actually learning just how to breathe. Like I remember when I was 15, just putting my hands on the wall, putting my head under the water and blowing bubbles under the water. And most of the other kids were doing laps, and I was just learning how. I was like, I'm never going to get this. I've got to blow bubbles under the water just to understand how to get to the other side.
Yeah, it was wild. So as you've improved, now you're top 15 in the world, man. And you say like it gets harder, and it's literally seconds the difference between top 15, top 5, and sometimes being in a podium. There's the gap is very minimal. So over time, like, how did you learn to get better in transition?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, like you said, the level of sport right now in triathlon, it was first in the Olympics in 2000. So now we're quite developed, and the gaps are getting tighter and tighter. We race sprint or Olympic distance, but so for those who don't know, it's like an hour, 2 hours. And, this weekend in Edmonton, we're racing a sprint, and I bet you all the money in the world that the top 10 will be within 20 to 25 seconds. Yeah. Which is not much after an hour of racing. So yeah, those transitions, the little things, they all really add up. A second here, a second there can make the difference between, being a third or sixth place. And there's a big difference between third and sixth.
Oh, now what about like when we get to swimming and like the strategy when it's a massive start, right? Yeah. To not get clogged up, because a lot of times that could be the difference. You get stuck, maybe you get kicked in the face, or you get stuck behind the wrong person, and that slows you down, and now you're playing catch up. What's the strategy on the mass start in swimming? What have you found? What works best for you?
Yeah, it's hilarious because when we start a triathlon, whether it's a sprint or Olympic, the strategy generally is you go as hard as you possibly can to the first buoy, which is kind of a crazy thought, whether it's 100 or 200 meters away, because it's like a 2-hour race. But you're thinking just get to the buoy because, again, if you get caught up behind, I raced last weekend in Germany, and I got caught up behind some athletes, and then the rest of the swim was just not on purpose, but you're getting hit in the shoulder, or someone's hitting your ankle, or I came out with scratches all over my body, and just exhausted from swimming's hard enough, like we said, just to breathe normally when you're in your lane, but now you got people crawling on you, and that's part of it. Especially this level, there's 55 guys and 55 women who start, and there's a buoy 150 meters away, and every single athlete is trying to get there first. So you do the math, and not everyone can get there first.
Like, why do they now? The men and the women start different. Not all 110 of you start, right? So it's the 55 men will go, and you start, and you kind of know who the main competitors are. So if you're lined up on the beach, what's the rule as to where you get to start? Middle, right, left? Like, is there time? Is it recent results that get you to?
So they rank us basically going into the race, and we have a world ranking, and that gives you your ranking in the race. So this weekend I'm number 1, thankfully, so I can go out and choose any number on the pontoon, and then the following person does the same. So I could be surrounded with the top ranked athletes, or they could go the opposite direction going, okay, we're going to try to get rid of Tyler. I'm going to swim away from him so we can work against him. So there's all those little tactics of whether they want to work with you or work against you. We ride with groups on the bike. It's similar like the Tour de France. What you see is like there's team tactics and there's inner workings that you maybe can't see from the outside.
Okay. No, I like that. It's because they're like in any sport, strategy is a massive thing when you get into seconds and sometimes milliseconds of that. So now let's say, okay, we've done the swim. You're coming out of the swim. What's the main thing you're thinking when you're running from the swim to the bike? Like, what goes through your mind as an elite level triathlete at that point?
One is how out of breath. I mean, anyone who's done a triathlon knows when you swimming horizontally and you stand up, all the blood flow is really bad. So when you stand up, you kind of feel lightheaded and you go, oh my goodness. And the second thing is you look around to kind of see who you're around, where you are, try to evaluate, how the start of the bike is going to go. Typically these races, because they're draft legal, you can be in groups. The bike starts the same way as a swim, where we just start basically as hard as you can, and you kind of develop into these smaller groups. And then that's when the tactical, but the start of the swim and the start of the bike are almost the hardest parts of the race, because those are kind of key defining moments.
So you come in ranked number 1 in the event. So when you come out, like right now, if I ask you, okay, what are you best at? Are you best as a runner? Are you best as a cyclist? So, and does that impact kind of your strategy? If you're like, hey, you know what? Like, I know I'm a really good runner. I can catch these guys. So not that you conserve, well, maybe you conserve energy or not, but how does that strategy go? And which one are you better at, biking or running, would you say?
Running is definitely my strength.
Okay.
So my strategy is pretty simple. It's be as close or at the front coming off the bike with the leaders. But that being said, every single athlete who's around me from foreign countries, strategy is the exact opposite. If they see me there, they don't want to run against me. They can run against me and maybe they can beat me, but if they don't have to, why would they want to? And so their strategy going up Emily Murphy Hill on the weekend 3 times surely will be to either put some damage into my legs or get rid of me. And then my plan is to basically be smart because I know that there'll be a lot of guys working against me.
So when you're knowing you're running, like how much time on average do you, like, are you 20 seconds faster? Are you 10 seconds faster? Are you a minute faster in the run? How much of a gap could you have to make up realistically?
It depends on the race. This weekend, I wouldn't like to give up any time, ideally, because you just never know what's going to happen. But I think anything's to play for within 20 to 30 seconds. But again, someone can come from nowhere and, rip a run. And these races are so close. For those of you who don't know, like myself, probably fresh for a 5 kilometer, if anyone's done one, most people have run a 5K in their life or a fun run. Probably fresh, I could probably run around 13:30 or faster. So we're dealing with, and there's a lot of athletes who can run around that. So we're dealing with some serious run pedigree, but I think a lot of times people don't even know that with triathlon.
Yeah. It's like you're sprinting almost when you're running.
Yeah, the whole way. It feels like it.
It totally does, man. You look at it, it's freakish. Now you mentioned the track because it's basically the same course that they've always had around Horlack, give or take. And so you got to go up Emily. A lot of people listening, they know where Emily Murphy is. So you come up that hill, then you come around, and then it's down. Like you do a lot of different tracks. How would this one compare as far as how difficult or challenging it is? Is this like an easier course? Is it a mid-range? Is it harder? How would you rank it?
I think it a lot of times depends on who the athletes are in the race, but this course is one of the harder races. I think you go up through Emily Murphy, you do like a pretty technical loop up the top through the neighborhood, you come down a Grote Road, you rip down there, and then you do that 3 times. So definitely one of the more challenging racing. And like I said, it depends who's in the race, because if people are, conserving energy on the bike, then it's a different race. But I don't imagine that's how it's going to play out. It's going to be every time we go up Emily Murphy, everyone going as hard as they can, looking at each other, hearing each other breathe.
Then it's Tyler Mislawchuk joins us, 15th ranked triathlete in the world, of course, an Olympian for Canada. They're here in town this weekend as the World Triathlon Cup is back in Edmonton. And the elite men will go on Saturday at 2:00. The elite women start at 4:00 for anybody who wants to watch. And then there's the relay starts Sunday afternoon. But when you kind of evaluate where you're at, Tyler, and these events, and you were in Germany last weekend, so kind of give me your schedule. Like, are you globetrotting that much from Germany to Canada? Like, how many races are you running on average in the summer?
Like 10 to 15 races. So this year I've already been to China, Spain, Italy, Mexico, Germany. I'll do this, and then I'll go back to Spain, China, maybe Korea, and Abu Dhabi. So a lot of flight miles and a lot of jet lag. So you race a lot, and that's just how it is with trying to qualify for the Olympics. It's a points-based system, so you have to be good, but you also have to be consistent because it's over a 2-year period. So I've been to 3 Olympics, so I kind of know the inner workings of how to do it best. But there's always guys trying to knock you off, like I said. So trying to stay healthy and smart, and trying to, in the process of these races, try to qualify for my 4th Olympics.
We see athletes across every sport. You mentioned you're 31. Like, 31 used to be kind of the tail end of elite level career. It's not anymore, right? Like we're seeing like Messi's here in the World Cup, and he's killing it at 39. And, we've seen lots of other athletes in major sports doing it. Are triathletes the same way? Are we seeing the great guys at the top extend their careers, and all of a sudden the elite guys are at the top at 33 and 35? Does that happen in your sport?
Yeah, I think we're starting to see it happen. Because to be honest, I wasn't sure if I'd continue after the last Olympics in Paris. I thought I didn't want to continue if I couldn't get better. That was always my thing. Like it's more the process of, getting better myself. And I'm 31, turning 32 later this summer. And I can, touch wood. I'm as healthy as I've ever been, if not more healthy, and faster and fitter than I was at 28, 29.
Okay.
And you're just seeing that Messi, Ronaldo, LeBron. I'm not comparing myself to these guys, but I'm saying is that the way people take care of your body, whether it's the sports nutrition, whether it's the treatment, whether it's more sports science, you're just seeing athletes' careers and peaks last longer, and that's just a trend across everything.
And one last one for you, Tyler. In triathlon, like, is there a certain body type that's better? Like if you're 6 feet tall or if you're 5'7", is there, like, obviously you probably want to be a little bit more lean than being, a short wide guy. That's probably not going to be great. But is there on average, like, the ideal height for a
I think what's cool about triathlon is that because it's 3 sports, you see such a unique body types. You see guys who are 6'2" and really skinny to guys who are 6 foot and, bulkier to guys who are 5'8" and, weigh 120 pounds. And you see those guys doing well across all. There's not really a big trend. I think the biggest thing is, honestly, the biggest talent in triathlon is work ethic and staying healthy. I think if you have those 2 things, you can go a long way in the sport. You need to be able to learn the skills of riding a bike and like we said, the learning the hand-eye and using the body coordination to swim. But hard work and health get you a long way in this sport. And that's why I respect so much my competitors, is that I know no one is at the top level without putting a lot of hard work in.
And lastly, so kind of take me through, you mentioned you're having about 15 races this summer. How do you train? Do you train a lot during it, or is it just kind of maintained and all your training happens in the off season?
We train quite a bit. Last weekend I raced twice in Hamburg. So I raced an individual and I raced a relay as well. And so then you're doing an international travel over here, and I'm still doing 2 to 3 sessions a day, which to someone, but it is my job. So you got to think, the average person tries to do workouts and they go to work. It's like, this is my job. But instead of doing 4 to 6 hours of training, I might be doing 2 to 3 during race week. But as soon as this race is over, I go back and do about 30 hours a week of training. So not much rest at this level, but we train so much that we can recover pretty quickly from these races. The jet lag and the travel is honestly the hardest part. It's not actually the race itself.
And when you're training swimming, what's a swimming session look like for you? Is it just distance? Or are you doing sprints? What are you doing?
It's pretty structured training. So it might be anywhere from 3 to 5 kilometers in the water, or 3,000 to 5,000 meters, with a bunch of micro intervals. I'll never just get in and swim 5K straight versus you do that riding and running. But swimming is more micro breaks. You just get too tired with your technique. And so if any swimmers out there, triathletes, beginners, I would say, don't be afraid to take a break. It'll help you in the long run.
Tyler, really appreciate your time, man. I know it's super busy, so thanks for joining us, and best of luck. We'll look forward to seeing the race tomorrow. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, Jason. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate you.
Awesome. That's Tyler Zlotchuk, a 3-time Olympian, one of the top triathletes in the world. And I'm telling you, man, now I have a soft spot for the triathlon, having done it and trained for it, obviously at the lowest levels. Like, let's, not compare myself to anybody elite by any stretch of the imagination. But if you do a triathlon, I understand the basics of doing the swim, getting out, doing the quick transition, getting on the bike, and then you run. And the thing I learned, the mistake I made in mine was, because when I crossed the finish line, I wasn't that tired. I didn't push myself to go as hard. I was like, oh, you got to conserve energy. You got to conserve energy. Well, obviously not. You got to train so you can blow gas, get to that first buoy and swim, and then hold it off. Now come out on the bike, get on the bike and go, pedal to the metal and just continue it. So, I knew I could have pushed harder, but you're kind of like, well, geez, I've never done a race before. You probably have to learn it. So that was the one thing. I've never been interested to want to try it again, to be honest. But because it was more the swimming, I was the worst swimmer. Now, I will say the swimsuit, the wetsuit, made a difference, man. No doubt. And I practiced swimming. We had some friends who live in the south side, so I went into the lake in what's that? Off of Ellerslie? I can't remember that neighborhood that has their lake there. And so I went swimming in my wetsuit there a few times, and I was just like, because in the pool, like, you're 50, you stop, you turn, and I suck on the turn. So it wasn't great. You couldn't get into a long swim rhythm, right? Because the sprint that I did, it's 750 meters, which for a non-swimmer is like forever. But it was, I'd love to try it again if it wasn't in a competition. But the training part, I don't think I ever slept better for those 2 months when I was training for swimming. Because after a swim, man, like, it is such a good workout. And I should do it more. It's the one thing I should just go swim. Like, I'd have to start from scratch again because I haven't swam in a long time. But just, I was trying to swim. So I would go, and when I do my training session, I would swim enough lengths that I would get to 700 meters. And the pool was only 25. So that was a lot, right? It was like 28 times or whatever. And I think I might have done 30 a few times. And obviously I was never going continuous. I was stopping a few times. And, I'm sure people are watching like, who's this guy? Who's the rock swimming in the water there? Why does it keep sinking? But it is, I have a lot of respect for triathletes. And when you see like the elite level guys, it's like, God, they are moving.
When you did the actual triathlon, how long did you swim uninterrupted?
750.
Uninterrupted.
Yeah. Yeah. You just kept going. Right. And it's, I think I touched ground because now that was before they cleaned out Orlac. So it was like, when I think I made the mistake, I probably touched down too early, and then you're kind of running through the water. Probably should have swam a little bit longer into it, but so I would say I probably swam nonstop because you'd been training enough. And when I went on the open water, I had done it where I knew I could get at least to 5:50 or 6. And then once you're in the race, now you're just the competitive. Like, it wasn't fast. Like, I definitely wasn't one of the quick ones out. Riding and running like were my biggest strengths for sure. Swimming was like, I just didn't want to be that far behind in the swim. And it was kind of middle of the pack with a bunch of schmucks. So it was a good time.
Completing it to me is the achievement. It's like people who run a half marathon.
Well, I only did a sprint though.
Well,
so
but still, like, it's still quite a long.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. It was like, I think 750, 20, 40K bike, I think. And then like a 5K run.
Still pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. It was fun. Like, and so I'm kind of intrigued. I might be heading down there to the new Horlack Park to check it out. Take a quick break. We'll return to Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Yeah, it's me again. And if you're sidelined with a sports injury, you already know nothing's more frustrating than being told to just rest. At Leading Edge Physiotherapy, we get athletes moving sooner with our zero-gravity treadmills. You can run, train, and rebuild strength with up to 80% less body weight, so your injury heals while your confidence comes roaring back. When your sports injury's yelling, whisper back, leadingedgephysio.com, because life shouldn't hurt.
Say hello to Alberta's home for reeling and dealing. With Play Alberta, you can spin into the excitement of popular slots like Cash Eruption and Desert Fantasy. Experience Alberta exclusive games and get in on the action of live dealer tables with all new elevated stakes. However you prefer to play, the fun is ready when you are. Visit playalberta.ca/Gregor to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/Gregor. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
Summit Restaurant, located in the heart of the Silent Ice Center and just minutes from South Edmonton Common. Summit is your destination for exceptional house-made pizza, delicious entrees, and expertly crafted cocktails. Cheers. Experience the perfect blend of flavor and ambiance in a modern setting. Join us for a straightforward yet elevated dining experience where our commitment to quality speaks to every bite and sip. Make Summit Restaurant your next night on the town.
It's the Brick's 55th birthday bash, and this weekend only, the savings are huge. Find incredible deals throughout the store. Plus, the first 10 customers on Saturday receive a $55 credit toward a furniture or mattress purchase. Buy any TV 65 inches or larger and get a $55 instant credit toward a soundbar. And buy select mattresses to receive a $55 instant credit toward bedding accessories. Plus, enjoy cake and family fun on Saturday at noon and enter for your chance to win over $155,000 in prizes. Hurry in. These offers end Sunday, July 19th.
Got a car you're ready to part with? Find out what it's worth. Fast, easy, and totally free at Go Auto. We're talking top dollar trade-ins, whether it's a little worn or still rocking that new car smell. Just a few clicks, and boom, you've got your value. Text VALUE to 780-777-7777 to start. That's VALUE to 780 all sevens. Why guess what it's worth? Let Go Auto show you the money.
Mr. Rooter has deja vu. Mr. Rooter has deja vu.
The bathroom is right over there, Mr. Rooter.
Thank you, good sir. Wait, I swear I've plunged this toilet before. It was clogged with a snow globe. Am I living in a time loop? Oh, good. It's just a voodoo doll that looks exactly like me. Whew, what a relief.
For a plumbing experience you'll want to relive, call Mr. Rooter.
Struggling to find skilled workers? What if you could fill your talent pipeline with motivated, pre-vetted youth and receive funding to support your efforts? At Careers the Next Generation, we connect Alberta employers with interns in skilled trades, IT, agriculture, forestry, and more. All WCB covered, high school accredited, safety trained, and ready to contribute from day one. With 83% of RAP students continuing their apprenticeships after high school, investing in youth today means securing your workforce for tomorrow. Don't wait. Visit careersnextgen.ca to get started.
Bashaw Concrete Products. From concrete and septic tanks to blocks, precast water pads, jersey barriers, and aggregates. Farmers, contractors, homeowners. Plan your next project at BashawConcrete.com. Family owned, over 60 years pouring. Bashaw Concrete Products. Once again, start here. BashawConcrete.com.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Papa John's. Looking for a tasty lunch? Papa John's has you covered. Get a small 2-topping pizza for only $9.99 with code S999 at papajohns.ca. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
353. I don't know if you noticed. Welcome back, Jason Gregor, Connor Halley, Wanye Gretz, Declan Kruger, and a positive Friday game day tonight. The Elks and the Lions. And hey, if you want to get on a little bit more fun, check out playalberta.ca. We got Connor Special today, which has a lot of focus on Mac and Fajardo and Julian Grant. Because, hey, one thing BC does very well is limit the run game. So I think if the Elks are going to win, they're going to have to be fairly successful. Not crazy dominant, but fairly successful through the air. I would like to believe that Justin Rankin's going to rush for more than 19 yards. If they don't, they ain't winning. They need to be a little bit more balanced than they were in that loss. But you can check it all out at playalberta.ca. And also, of course, Friday night, Lotto Max, $15 million and 15 prizes of 100K. Get your tickets at playalberta.ca. Some interesting news for CFL fans. The Quebec province, they're modernizing the interior of Montreal's Olympic Stadium. And it's going to be a state-of-the-art multi-purpose facility. And I'm very interested to see, for Grey Cup for sure. They would host there, but I just wonder, I know they got the outdoor stadium. It's nice. They really like it. And the Big O is probably too big, but if they change it and modernize it, like remember the Blue Jays, they made it's smaller, right? So I'll be curious to see what they do at the Big O and what that could mean. Maybe even for MLS and more. So something to look forward to.
Good for them for trying to add on to that project. Like that's a legacy of what was the 76 Olympics in Montreal?
Yes.
And they're still trying to figure out what to do with it.
Oh God.
And it's not a good reason why they call it the Big O.
No.
They owe all that money from the 70s from building this thing.
Yes. Yeah, that wasn't ideal at all. So there you go. 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440. Few other news and notes to get to. Then we'll get to Cam Tate's 2-minute warning. Cons, have you seen an official explanation yet on the DeChambeau penalty for 2 strokes? Try to find that. I mean, looking for it. Obviously, we're live. I'm just trying to find what's if anybody has seen the actual wording of why he got punished. So,
Yeah, the wording is allegedly improving his lie in the tall grass before the second shot.
oh,
Allegedly improving his lie.
okay. Okay. Yeah. I watched the video, man. Like, again, maybe they had a different video. They're obviously, I'm assuming they're thinking where he stepped was pushing it down so you could make better contact before the ball. I have to believe that's what it was. That's just a guess on my part. So, because I watched the video in the commercial break twice, and I still can't see like a clear, blatant, obvious one. But obviously, like, it wouldn't be the first time. I know that for a while there, golf had it where if you were a viewer at home, and this would be Wanye because he's a real stickler. He's like Kramer when it comes to the rules, that you could call in and now they changed that, right? But you used to be able to call in and have Joe sitting on his couch. That's a violation. And in some cases, it actually happened, which is wild to me.
Looking it up right now. I'm trying to remember. There was a PGA player who like put a towel down so that he could hit a ball from out underneath the tree so his knees didn't get dirty. He was on national TV.
Yeah.
And then Lexi Thompson says, I don't know if this is it, but they got a 2-stroke penalty for building up their lie because they were putting a towel under their knees.
Oh, so they're claiming that their knee were that millimeter of towel? What?
And somebody called in. Like, how do you even phone CBS on a Sunday afternoon? Who did you phone exactly? But they phoned in and they assessed the penalty during the round.
Craig the Walrus Stadler at the Andy Williams Open.
That's right.
1987.
The Walrus got hit.
Jeez.
He's wearing some nice khaki pants. You don't want to walk around.
Didn't want to have the double stains on the knees.
That's right.
I get it. It's a fashionable guy.
What other sport could you call in?
I know. That's what was crazy about it.
If they did that in soccer, people would be calling in left and right trying to get
imagine
things.
people at home. I think he missed the offside. That's a high stick. Could you imagine if you made a call-in number for fans in the NHL to call? Oh my God, that would be amazing. Amazing. Say, you've reached the NHL. Please leave a message and we will get to this. We'll listen to it during the game at intermission. Could you imagine the amount of calls that you would get in games?
Well, that guy calling in and telling on the Walrus infers there's a number you can call, which is already crazy enough. And they must say no to people too. So they must be getting people calling in being like, pretty sure I just saw Tom Kite build his stance up in the wood chips or whatever nonsense. And they must have somebody like declining fan reviews or something.
No.
That's a heck of a job.
Yeah.
Cost him $37,000 too.
In what year again?
87.
87.
How much?
37,000 for the 2-stroke penalty.
Oh, wow.
If you think about things as an athlete that can get in your head while you're like doing a tournament or a game, people at home watching to snitch on you, that could get in your head.
You're a loser if you do that.
You're like, I'm a purist.
Yeah.
I insist that the king's laws of golf be maintained.
The Walrus could have got his knees a little dirty, but you're a loser if you call that in. We should expose
Did
that
he make
guy.
the shot? That's what I want to know.
I just remember seeing it on like highlight reels as like, can you believe this type shows?
Hey guys, the line would be called the Patrick Reed hotline. Oh, it is amazing. Like, he is like universally despised by lots of golf fans.
Really?
Oh,
what did he do?
I didn't think he's a jerk. Just how he talks to people. Like, he does come across as like a class A. Like, he puts the ass in class. How about that?
No.
Yeah. So it's good. So yeah, boys, he stepped on the grass behind the ball so that it wouldn't impede his backswing. Well, yeah, that's kind of what I thought. But like, now, obviously, you do it strategically. But now you would know as a golfer. Let's be honest. You know where your ball is, and you know how close you can step. Don't like this wasn't, I don't think, an accident, right?
There's another instance here. The Lexi Thompson, the 2017 A&A Inspiration, which is a major, marked her ball in the 17th green and replaced it slightly off before tapping in a short putt. A television viewer emailed the LPGA the next day after noticing the infraction on TV. During the final round, while Thompson was leading, a rules official informed her she was being assessed a 4-stroke penalty. The next day, because someone emailed.
Yeah. So here's I was looking at Pat. So Patrick Reed, his first one was at the 2019 Hero World Challenge. He was assessed a 2-stroke penalty for improving his lie. TV cameras caught him moving loose sand directly behind his ball with his practice swings in a sandy waste area. He maintained he did not intend to improve his lie and was merely taking his swing. Okay. Then at the Dubai Desert Classic, he hit his tee shot into a palm tree. An official was called over, and Reed identified a ball stuck in a specific tree using binoculars, which allowed him to take a drop in the rough rather than returning to the tee. However, video evidence and broadcast analysis later revealed that Reed and the on-course officials had actually misidentified the tree where his specific ball had landed. And there was other ones, like he had some college allegations, right? There was a book by Shane Ryan. Teammates accused him of cheating during qualifying rounds and stealing items from the university locker room. What? He denied those college accusations and was supported by some ex-head coaches. So who knows? Guys in college, I don't like this guy, so we're going to say he was a jerk, and who knows? But twice he's been penalized on the tour.
When we're amateur golfers and we're playing on a Saturday afternoon, like if I'm playing with somebody and they give themselves mulligans, I could care less. Like it's none of my business.
Yeah, unless you're playing like a head-up game, right?
Yes. Or playing for money. Some people do.
Yeah.
Have you ever played with somebody who was an actual cheater, like moved their putts that they were marking, or you like had to keep an eye on them to like not drop a ball when you're playing for money?
I've never experienced that.
I can remember playing in junior tournaments, and there was kids like before you'd tee off, and they'd be like, "Okay, keep an eye out today because that guy is like known to do stuff." And you'd be hitting, somebody'd be off the green, and they'd mark their ball, and then you'd look back, and you're like, "What on earth? This guy's moving around." This is before really camera phones and stuff like that,
right?
But like, if you're a pro golfer,
so he was at a tournament cheating. Yeah.
Junior tournament, wild.
Oh god.
But there are people, I'm sure, even on the PGA. Probably not because they're watched so closely now with all the cameras and stuff.
I think that
but
would be
college, there's people who get accused of stuff.
Yeah, I would think so. That's wild. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll get to lots more hockey as we got some Elks talk and more. But first, a Con Man and a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Go Auto. Cars, trucks, SUVs, you name it. They got it. GoAuto.ca. Over 17,000 different vehicles for you to choose from. GoAuto.ca.
The Sports 1440 update.
Week 7 in the CFL kicks off tonight down at Commonwealth Stadium at 7 o'clock. The 4-1 Elks hosting the 1-3 BC Lions in the majors. Jays back in action after the All-Star break. They'll kick off a series against the White Sox 5:15. We'll join that game in progress on our AM feed following the Jason Gregor show. Elsewhere today, you've got the Mariners and the Giants, Athletics Nationals. Diamondbacks hit the Cards. Reds meet the Rockies. Padres hit the Kansas City, with the Braves hosting the Rangers. Earlier today at game 1 of their doubleheader, Red Sox over the Rays by a score of 10-0. Day 2 at the Open, Lucas Herbert atop the leaderboard at 8 under par. Jackson Super, Cameron Young, and Ryan Gerard all 6 under. Bryson DeChambeau was assessed a 2-stroke penalty on the 5th hole, currently 5 under par. Both Canadians will play over the weekend. Corey Connors -2, Nick Taylor 1 under. From the NHL, the Philadelphia Flyers have signed restricted free agent Jamie Drysdale to a 4-year contract extension worth $26 million. He had 32 points in 78 games last season, with the Flyers playing just over 21 minutes per night. And the Riverhawks are back in action out in Port Angeles. First pitch set for 7 o'clock. Coming up in hour 3 of the Jason Gregor show, we'll ask 5 questions and preview tonight's game, Elks Lions, with their analyst, Julio Caravetto. I'm Connor Halley. This has been the Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440. Stingray Radio Station. CKJR. Broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
Kickoff is coming July 17th. Elks, Lions at Play Alberta Field at Commonwealth Stadium. It's Dog Days of Summer presented by ATCO Energy. Bring your pup and watch the game in an exclusive section. Get your tickets at goelks.com/tickets.
It's cone season at McDonald's, which means vanilla cones are $1 each plus tax in the McDonald's app all summer long. Creamy and crunchy for just $1 each plus tax exclusively in the McDonald's app. App download and registration required at participating McDonald's in Canada.
Hurry in for hot summer savings at
Stay
Wolf GMC Buick. Take advantage of 0% purchase financing for up to 72 months on select new 2026 GMC Sierra 1500 pickups. 0% purchase financing for 36 months on select new 2026 Sierra 2500 Denali and Denali Ultimate models. Plus, huge cash savings on GMC Sierra heavy-duty trucks. And ask about the $1,000 truck trade-in bonus and low-rate lease offers. Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com. For over 60 years, the folks at Diablo Boots have been selling the best Canadian-made boots. Handcrafted in Winnipeg, Canada West makes the best quality cowboy, biker, and work boots for Diablo Boots with replaceable soles and heels. Why buy cheaper quality like Ariat, Justin, and Red Wing made in China when Canadian-made is better? Support Canada's workers and Diablo Boots for the best boots. So save on boots by Save On Foods. That's Diablo Boots, 3340 Gateway Boulevard on the east side of Save On Foods. Canada West and Diablo Boots, the two best names in the boots business.
Legacy Heating and Cooling is serious about cooling. In fact, we offer multiple ways to cool your home. So you better
call Legacy. Call Legacy.
If you're looking for traditional air conditioning, we got you.
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
Or ask us about a heat pump to help you heat and cool.
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
Cool with AC or cool with a heat pump. Cool your home with Legacy Heating and Cooling.
Hey there, it's Brandon Douglas from Sports 1440. I was tired of slow, unreliable internet connections, so I signed up for Starlink. It's fast, reliable even in bad weather, and has made streaming for movie nights and online gaming so much better. The summer doesn't mean a break from watching sports, and I've been streaming all the games seamlessly when at the family farm, despite the remote location. If you're ready for a better internet experience, you can order online in 2 minutes at starlink.com/radio or call 1-888-GO-STARLINK.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Leading Edge Physio, from weekend warriors to professional athletes, kids playing soccer to grandparents in the garden, rotator cuff tears and tendonitis to post-surgical knees and hips. We fix your body. Life shouldn't hurt. LeadingEdgePhysio.com.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Pause it. Friday rolls through. Jason Gregor, Connor Howley, Declan Kruger with you. Sports 1440, sports1440.ca, YouTube, Facebook, X, and Instagram. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching the show. We always appreciate it. Brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca. Lotto Max tonight, $15 million. Good luck. And 15 prizes of $100K. Nothing wrong with that either. So get your tickets at PlayAlberta.ca. And for fun, check out the Jason Gregor Show odds boost. We got one big fun one where Dare to Dream on the Blue Jays, a hit parade one. That it's I always like on Fridays. We always do our long shot Friday, and hey, for $5, if it hits, why not, baby? Why not? They got the Halley special, and then we got a little CFL 4-pack for you, and more. So check it out, PlayAlberta.ca. Now let's get to our roundtable, brought to you by Action Electrical. Take action on your savings. You've been thinking about it? Don't wait. ActionElectrical.net. They'll walk you through everything, and so you can save money on your commercial solar right now. Action Electrical. Let's go to Declan Kruger to kick things off today. D-Man, what's up?
Yeah, just kind of a thought I had. Wanted to bounce off you guys. And we've talked about the goaltending position being voodoo. And essentially my take here today that I wanted to throw to you guys is I'm never paying my goaltender more than like 8% of the cap. So whatever that works out to is, as you know, the cap raises. And the reason is really just like I said, so much goes into it. Obviously, defensive structure in front of you, like the consistency of the position, we just don't see. Like, look at Connor Hellebuck, best goaltender in the world. He won a Hart playing the goaltender position. Terrible in the playoffs. You look at Sergei Bobrovsky, like the downward spiral he had before he bounced back. Even some elite level goalies, you look at the ebbs and flows they have, Shesterkin, Sorokin, like whoever it may be. And you look at the goaltenders in the Cup final this past year, Brandon Bussey, and before that, Freddie Anderson and Carter Hart. And then, you know, like Stu Skinner and his salary cap. I just can't wrap my head around paying a position that has so much external forces that have to go into play. I can't wrap my head around paying more than like I said, like 8% of the salary cap to that one player.
I can't really disagree with you on this one, Declan. And you look at it just with some of these goalies, and there's of course exceptions to the rule. There's going to be guys with there are going to be studs. And I think when you see those guys, they're typically in a pretty good situation, right? Like you look at Vasilevsky, playing with a good team. He's got a steady head coach. Like, yeah, I have no problem paying a guy that good chunk of cash because you know what you're going to get. He's kind of set that bar. We've seen those guys in the past as well. Patrick Waugh, goes to Colorado, pretty good run. Those guys, I'm okay with it. Like, I could break the rule for them because I know what they're going to give me. I know they're going to say, like, at times save the day.
Never was probably harsh,
but
so you're making good points. Yeah.
But yeah, for the most part there. And, how many times did we see it? Geez, Tristan Jarry. Oh, I forget the game where he looked out absolutely unbelievable. Well, the Oilers were blocking a ton of shots and playing outstanding defense. We could see Stuart Skinner look outstanding as well when the Oilers, kind of picked up their bootstraps and played a little bit better defensively. So I do agree with you. I think there's a lot of elements that go into it. There's very few guys that I would be willing to, put out the big bucks for.
4 of the last 7 Stanley Cup winners have been goalies making $9.5 million or more. So I would argue that you get a good goalie, damn right, I'm paying him. It's a pretty important position. Sergei Bobrovsky won 2. Vasilevsky's won 2. There's not many goalies that are making that much money. So those guys have won. When you consider how many goalies are making more than $9 million, and then how many goalies have won Stanley Cups in the last in this decade of the 2020s, 4 out of 7. So if I got a good goalie, I'm paying him. I have no problem with it. Hellebuck, sure, it's one guy, but I look at the other 2 and they play. Now you can say they got a good team. Well, of course you need a good team, but you can't win just with a good team. Tampa Bay still had games where Vasilevsky had to play out of his mind. Ask Oiler fans who won game 1 of the Stanley Cup final in 2024. The Oilers were all over them and Sergei Bobrovsky won the game. So I can't sit here and say it's no different. What I want, there's certain center icemen that I would pay more for automatically. Doesn't guarantee I'm going to win with them, but I'm still going to pay more for them because I think it gives me a better chance. It's funny that the position of goaltending has gotten to the point where they don't play as many games. So I think that might help you in the sense that you might not have to pay them the going rate of other positions because they're not playing as many games. But come playoff time, when it matters, I want an elite goalie.
Did you say 4 goalies making $9.5 million?
No. Well, yeah,
it's 2 goalies, but 4 times.
Four of the last 7 Stanley Cup winners. Vasilevsky won twice. Bobrovsky won twice.
But there's no teams paid more than $10 million for a player that won? Isn't that what we hear?
No, but that's changed. No more than 10 mil. But that to me is such I hate that stat because A, there wasn't many players who were making that much money. And B, it's like, then it became, not more than 10 million because Barkov and Bobrovsky each made 10 million and they were on the same damn team. And, when you had, when Ovechkin won at 9.5, well, geez, that extra 500K, they wouldn't have won without it. Like, if you look at what his percentage of the cap was when he signed his contract, like, yeah, so that's a number that gets thrown out there that I always kind of find funny, but it's, Eichel's won it. So there's guys who won it now. It's just, they like to say, well, it's not more than 10 million, but trust me, someone will happen now because there's more guys making more than 10 million. Heck, somebody's making 18. Cons?
I want to go back to when I missed because, it's still, I think, kind of hanging around here. We talked about it a couple days ago with Josh Lewinberg on the program. But if I'm the Toronto Raptors and I'm just looking at, what is happening with this deal and what it's going to cost you to acquire Kawhi Leonard, I think moving on from Brandon Ingram isn't the worst thing. Grady Dick, what is he? But 4 future picks to get Kawhi Leonard, who's 35 years old. When's the last time he's given you a full season? He basically invented sitting out these games for. He played 65 last year. I know that his statistics last year were really good, and he's a really good player. And I'm really curious to hear Declan's opinion on this because I know he's going to be passionate about it. But all that's going on, the problems that are holding this trade up, I would get out of it. I would not do this trade. And I loved Kawhi Leonard when he was with the Raptors. I remember the night I found out he was going to Los Angeles. I was absolutely livid. He could have hung around. They could have competed in the East for a long time. But if I'm the Toronto Raptors, I use this situation to get out of this trade, clean your hands of it, get away from Kawhi Leonard and all the issues that are going to come from it.
Yeah, I disagree. For a couple of reasons. One is you are a better team with Kawhi Leonard. Just point blank period. You are better with him there. I know you talked about the age.
For how long?
I know his play. Yeah, listen, 3 years maybe at best, 2-3 years. But you know what you're never doing in 2 or 3 years with Brandon Ingram is your last shot taker. Like you're never going anywhere in the playoffs. So I would rather maximize those next 2-3 years. Like picks in the NBA, I think are so overstated, especially late first round picks. It's equivalent of like a 4th round pick in the NHL or the NFL. The other thing I would say, and this is something we actually talked about on the lowdown, is you talk about just the whole situation surrounding it. And I get it. How I feel this is going to play out, because this is kind of in the era we live in now. In 2-3 months, this is going to be such a blip on everyone's radar. Like no one's really going to care. And I think that's crazy.
Well, it all depends what the suspension.
But even still, like we have a team that circumvented the cap. What was the players' involvement, etc. All that. I just think in this current day and age, in the news cycle and the sports news cycle and story after story after story, politics, whatever it is, in 3 months, it's just gonna be like, hey, remember that thing the Clippers did last year? That was kind of weird. What happened with that in the summer? Like, I think that is going to be the final kind of point of that conversation, which is another reason on top of what he actually brings on the basketball court that I go through it with it if I'm Toronto.
When he plays his 60 games and they're in the playoffs, I'll eat crow.
Yeah,
if they go on a run.
To me, if I'm the Raptors, there's a few reasons why I want to make the trade. Is Brandon Ingram coming back? Like, hey, buddy, we traded you. Well, I guess now the trade's canceled, so you got to come back. So they're kind of pot committed. I agree with Declan that because here the trade's on hold until you know. So to me, that's the best thing to do if you're the Raptors. Like, it's not like you're going to miss out on moving Brandon Ingram somewhere else because there's not many players who are better than Kawhi who are available. There just isn't. So it's smart by Toronto to sit and wait and see what it is. And like I said, if his suspension is 20, probably max 25 games, let's say, I still think Toronto makes the trade. If it's a 40-plus game suspension, they might think twice about it because now you're like, well, by the time, because we won't have Kawhi, we won't have Brandon Ingram, and we won't have Dick. Now, not that Grady Dick is, that great of a player by any stretch of imagination, but still he's an NBA player. And you're losing 2 guys for nothing because you can't get Kawhi for at least half the year. That might make them rethink it.
Does he come back if he's suspended for half the year and then play every game down the stretch?
He could. For sure he could. I don't know. Like what's interesting about this is now there's the allegation of another getting paid an endorsement deal that didn't end up happening. So
a second one?
Yeah, another one. Yeah, not just aspiration, but another one now that they're talking about. So, to me, as much of this is Kawhi, it's also because the Clippers have to know about this, right? So this is, Steve Ballmer and those. Now I know the guy's got tons of money, but like you got to make it a significant fine for something like that. Like I'm not because honestly, like $100,000, heck, $1 million fine does nothing for Steve Ballmer. Nothing. And you know what? Like, have a fine that goes, like, do something in your community with that money. Don't just give it to the NHL, NBA Players Association. I know, because this is a unique situation, right? There hasn't been one like this. But if it indeed turns out to be true and there's a second one, they have to come down massively hard. Because if they don't, you're just opening the door for other teams to do it.
When you said this is like a unique case, do you really think this is a unique case?
Well, unique case in the sense that we haven't seen it happen.
That we busted the guy.
Yeah. Like, so does it happen other places? I don't know. I'm never one to think, well, it's always been going on. There's always a first. Somebody's always first, right? Somebody invented the light bulb. It wasn't always going on, right? So somebody decides they're going to cheat this way. It doesn't mean because one person does it that everybody else is doing it.
Then there's that Jalen Brunson deal he took with the Knicks, right?
Yeah.
It's like he left $170 million off. Like, did he? Or is there a real slow tree planting company in New York now?
Well, no, that's the other story, the Gary Trent Jr. one with Milwaukee. Now, where he signed a small a year deal at like league minimum, and then this year got a big contract, right? Like 4-year deal. Was it 14 mil a year?
4 years, 64 mil. So 16 mil a year.
16 mil a year. So, and now they're investigating and say, hey, wait a sec, why are you paying him this much money? And they're saying, well, there was like a handshake deal so they didn't have to pay him the money last year, but once they traded Giannis, and now they have cap space. They can pay him. So now that one's probably hard to prove, but it wouldn't be the first time. That happened with the Suns many years ago. Was it Manning? It might have been Manning who did it, and he got injured. Like, he had a handshake agreement. Okay, you'll take less money now, but I'm going to sign you to a long-term deal next year when we can. And then he got injured in that contract. But luckily, the owner was a man of his word and signed him to the deal that they'd agreed upon, because they could have said, well, we don't have to sign you now, right? So that, to me, is the more intriguing one, because, there's, like, it's funny. They've got all this money, and then there's still somebody willing to try to scam, because that's just people. There's a small percentage that will always want to be douchebaggery.
And if you're an NBA owner and your franchise is like $7-8 billion, and you're really just competing with the other NBA owners in this weird game of chess, of course they're going to look outside of the rules for ways to, deflate gate their way to victory. But I think as a league, you have to really protect against this, because if everyone starts signing off books deals and stuff like that, it's hard to keep parity.
No. Yeah, 100%. You have to watch for it for sure. Quick break. We'll return on the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca. Julio Caravana joins us. We got 5 questions. Cam Tate, Spec, Low Tide, and more on the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Thinking of growing your business? In partnership with Prairie's Can, the Alberta Chambers of Commerce is helping businesses explore new opportunities, new markets, and build connections through organized trade missions across Canada. Find the right mission for you at abchamber.ca/trade missions.
It's dollar drink summer at McDonald's. Sip on a refreshing small fountain drink or a small iced coffee for just $1 each plus tax, all summer long. Only at McDonald's. Excludes flavored and cloud iced coffees. At participating Canadian restaurants. Taxes extra. Prices exclude delivery.
It's the Bricks 55th birthday bash. And this weekend only, the savings are huge. Find incredible deals throughout the store. Plus, the first 10 customers on Saturday receive a $55 credit toward a furniture or mattress purchase. Buy any TV 65 inches or larger and get a $55 instant credit towards a soundbar. And buy select mattresses to receive a $55 instant credit toward bedding accessories. Enjoy cake and family fun on Saturday at noon and enter for your chance to win over $155,000 in prizes. Hurry in. These offers end Sunday, July 19th.
Hey, hon, I'm getting expressions and images to frame my hockey card collection in the man cave.
Perfect. I'll come with you and bring our wedding photos. For sports memorabilia and family treasures, think Expressions and Images, your local custom framer since 91. You name it, we frame it.
Bashaw Concrete Products. From concrete and septic tanks to blocks, precast water pads, Jersey barriers and aggregates. Farmers, contractors, homeowners. Plan your next project at BashawConcrete.com. Family owned, over 60 years pouring. Bashaw Concrete Products. Once again, start here. BashawConcrete.com.
We just dropped a massive payload at Nisku 4. It's time to unload some deals at the Truckload of Savings event. If you've been waiting to upgrade, we've backed up the savings with unbeatable offers on our toughest Fords. Right now, haul away exactly what you need and take advantage of massive price drops across our entire lineup, including the legendary Ford F-150 for the job site or the weekend getaway. Shop the Truckload of Savings at niskuford.ca. Nisku Ford, above expectations.
For over 60 years, the folks at Diablo Boots have been selling the best Canadian-made boots. Handcrafted in Winnipeg, Canada West makes the best quality cowboy, biker, and work boots for Diablo Boots with replaceable soles and heels. Why buy cheaper quality like Ariat, Justin, and Red Wing made in China when Canadian-made is better? Support Canada's workers and Diablo Boots for the best boots. So save on boots by Save On Foods. That's Diablo Boots, 3340 Gateway Boulevard on the east side of Save On Foods. Canada West and Diablo Boots, the two best names in the boots business.
Say hello to Alberta's home for reeling and dealing. With Play Alberta, you can spin into the excitement of popular slots like Cash Eruption and Desert Fantasy. Experience Alberta exclusive games and get in on the action of live dealer tables with all new elevated stakes. However you prefer to play, the fun is ready when you are. Visit playalberta.ca/Gregor to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/Gregor. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
Lux Windows was founded in 1969 with 5 people and a dream. 55 years later, our team of experts cares a whole lot about building and installing the best possible windows and doors. Because Lux is not just an Alberta-made product. We're one big Alberta-made family. Everything we are is windows and doors. A company born and bred and made in Alberta.
Bashaw Concrete Products. From concrete and septic tanks to blocks, precast water pads, jersey barriers, and aggregates. Farmers, contractors, homeowners. Plan your next project at BashawConcrete.com. Family owned, over 60 years pouring. Bashaw Concrete Products. Once again, start here. BashawConcrete.com.
Portions of this hour brought to you by UL, helping you finish your electrical project is their goal. From pot lights to electrical panels, the gear you need is at ul.ca or in person at one of their Edmonton area locations. ul.ca, your partners in power.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Should we do take quick? We're at 27, rolling through a positive Friday, man, and it is warm outside. Enjoy it, boys and girls. Makes for a good weekend. Lots of golfing. Get out at maybe a little overnight storm. Hopefully it's not too crazy, and then everything's rocking and rolling. But when it gets this hot out, it's nice to have a little bit of cool down. Nothing crazy. Hopefully no hail or anything that they're predicting. Just a little bit of rain, and away we go. Now, we're going to get to Julio Carabata, but first, let's get to Cam Tate and the 2-minute warning brought to you by Legacy Heating and Cooling, where the rates never change, no overtime charges. That's how you build a legacy at legacyheating.ca. Now, Cam Tate's 2-minute warning. Cam, of course, longtime journalist in town. Cam, born with cerebral palsy. He's in a wheelchair. He's never let him slow him down. And his words come to life in the 2-minute warning. And on Fridays, he asks me to read it live. So here is Cam's words, my voice, and the 2-minute warning. Well, folks, we're ensconced in a veritable maelstrom of pigskin prognostication here in Edmonton. Some genuinely salient interrogatories present themselves. Will the Elks consummate their ascendancy to an unblemished 4-1 record? Will they adjudicate this increasingly contentious rubber match against the Lions with precipitous acuity? Or shall British Columbia's interlopers persist in their acquisitive momentum across the Western Territories? These are the vicissitudes that preoccupy our collective consciousness this evening. But here's what might captivate your imagination, assuming you own a boat, which statistically speaking, you probably don't. But I know a guy who knows a guy who has a boat, possibly your boat. And should one theoretically float one another's watercraft through a concentration of felicitous circumstances? Well, my friends, that would constitute aquatic leisure worthy of contemplation. That would constitute something genuinely transcendent. Because Commonwealth Stadium tonight has achieved a thermal magnitude that is absolutely torrid. We're discussing heat that would make a cast iron skillet seem positively frigid by comparison. We're addressing temperatures that would render a sauna's proprietor genuinely envious. We're contemplating meteorological conditions that would incite spontaneous combustion in a Turkish bath. But let me illuminate you with some perspicacious observations about the thermodynamic phenomenon. The hottest NFL game on record occurred in 1990 when the Phoenix Cardinals confronted Washington in 128-degree heat, a veritable inferno of athletic endurance and human perseverance. The CFL's most formidable thermal challenge, a 1961 Saskatchewan-BC clash that grappled with 114-degree temperatures and virtually non-existent shade infrastructure. Dehydration intensifies exponentially in such conditions. Rivalry altitude exposure in this psychological consequences and competitive ramifications. Modern climate volatility suggests such episodes may become increasingly commonplace, a rather disconcerting harbinger of meteorological trends and environmental transformation. Athletes' core body temperatures can elevate dangerously, sometimes reaching levels where cognitive function diminishes and heat exhaustion becomes a genuine occupational hazard. And finally, tonight's climatic conditions may prove the decisive variable. Not quarterback acumen, not defensive stratagem, but the sheer capacity to persist in environmental adversity. So there you have it. The Elks versus the Lion. Boats and heat and dices beyond rational computation. Thermal magnitude that would make lesser mortals reconsider their life choices. Anyone want to buy a boat? Cam Tate, 2-minute warning. He really brought out his thesaurus in that one, I will say.
He's putting you through the paces on this thing.
Jeez, what the hell's I'm like, dude, perspicacious acuity. Are you kidding me, Tater? I like it, though. It's always good to use words that you don't use very often.
He's putting the goat through his paces.
Yeah, it's true. We'll see. So there you go. That's the 2-minute warning. Cam Tate. Now, let's talk a little football with the former CFL quarterback, longtime ace analyst for the BC Lions, Julio Caravana. Julio, how you doing, my man? Long time no talk.
It has been a long time, my friend. How are you?
I am pretty good. Very good. The BC Lions, obviously, I think they have the most dynamic quarterback in the game. They had a lot of injuries early on. They're getting healthier. What did you make of the kind of the first few weeks of the Lions and maybe what you saw different in their win against Edmonton?
Well, I think just wasn't anything drastic. They just very well early on. They just came out of the gate slow, especially defensively. And then obviously the injuries to the receivers hurt them early on as well. When you lose 3 of your starting 5 receivers, that's always going to be an impact on offense. But I think that the biggest difference in the last couple of weeks, because I thought they played much better against Calgary as well, was their defensive line. They were better. They had got better pressure with 4 guys. They were able to push the pocket a little bit, and that's something they just weren't able to do early on. And to be honest too, their special teams wasn't good enough. Obviously they've made a change there, and they were much better last week. And it's about playing complementary football. When you can't have 2 out of your 3 phases not playing well. And the Lions, it's exactly what they're doing. You need your defense to create turnovers. You need your special teams to give you a 30-plus yard return to change field position. You ask your offense, no matter how good they are, to roll out 30-yard line and say, okay, yeah, now drive the field. It's just not workable. So, they especially against Edmonton, they played very, very, good complementary football, didn't make many mistakes, and were able to turn the ball over. And I think take Rankin out of the game, and that was a big key as well, right? He had 19 yards rushing on 6 or 7 attempts, and one of those attempts was a 15-yard gain. So they did a good job of shutting him down, and that's going to be the key tonight.
Yes. They shut down Rankin. They shut him down in the running game. He still had 100 yards receiving, but you'll take that, I'm sure, if you're them. To me, the big difference was the Lions D-line dominated that game. They got a lot of pressure from a 4-man front. And, I think, and especially now you get Bell back on the D-line, that makes them even better. And that to me is going to be the Elks have 2 injuries on their offensive line now, both Beard and Woodmansey are out. So you're down to, your 6th and 7th offensive lineman. And I look at Edmonton, and if they can't slow down BC's front tonight, it's going to be another long night for them offensively.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, and then, when you get in those situations, you got to take advantage of those injuries, right? They're 6th and 7th linemen for a reason, right? You got to capitalize on personnel and where your mismatches are. And you're right, getting Levi back is going to help them, right? He's got a little bit more experience than the other young 2 guys that they had there. So, and then here's the other thing too, Jason. The biggest thing for the Lions, Jonah Tavai and Casey Sales they got out of the gate slow, really slow. And they're they've really picked up their game over the last couple of weeks. And when you get the interior part of that defensive line being able to push the pocket and occupy two or three guys, then it frees up your Betts and it frees up your Levi Bells off the edge, right? And then you sprinkle in the odd blitz, and that's where you get success, right? You can't, if you can't get pressure or do some things with a 4-man pressure in this, or a 4-man front, you're just not going to be successful, right? And you saw the first couple of weeks with Trevor Harris and Bo Levi Mitchell, they just tore them apart because, I don't care who's in your secondary. You can't cover in this league for 3 seconds. And if you give guys like that kind of time, they're gonna eat you alive. And so, one of the things that Edmonton does so well is they run the football. They're very, very effective at running the football. And a lot of what they do is predicated off of that, right? Their play action game, their screen game, all of that stuff. You're luring those linebackers in because they want to stop the run, and they're able to exploit some one-on-one coverages and get the quick screen game going. That's what they do. So, if the Lions are able to, stop Rankin and force Cody Fajardo to throw the ball 51 times, I think they'll take that chance, right? Because I don't, that's not a disparaging thing against Cody. I just don't think, that they want him throwing the ball, 50 plus times in a game.
No chance.
Yeah. So, it's one of those things that if you force them into doing that, and you saw what happened last year, you're going to get turnovers. So again, you got to stop the run. And that's a big ask, especially the way the Lions were able to, stuff him a couple of weeks ago. I'm sure he's got a little bit of pride, and that the whole offensive line has got some pride that they want to get that going, because they understand better than anybody that that's a big part of what their identity is. So you've got to try to establish that if you want to win football games.
BC Lions pass defense has not been very good. There's some injuries in the secondary that's played a part of it, I would think, but you still got to get some stops. And if you're Edmonton, that's where you're going to want to attack them. What do you make of the pass defense of the Lions, and why is it being so bad?
Yeah, well, I think a lot of that's tied into that pressure. And the other part too, and just looking statistically today, I think they're last in the league in second down percentage and conversions, right? I think teams are converting close to 60% of their second downs against the Lions, and that's something that's not sustainable either, right? Like, I can't tell you in the first 4 weeks of the season for the Lions how often I've seen a 2nd and 12 get converted, and a 2nd and 14, or a 2nd and 9, or a 2nd and 10. I mean, in this league, when you get a team in their own end and they're a 2nd and 10, you got to get them off the field. And that's something that the Lions pass defense just hasn't been able to do. So, again, another big part of it, right? You get those kinds of opportunities, you've got to be able to take advantage of it. And for whatever reason, the Lions, well, the reason being is that we've talked about it, was their front. They just weren't getting to the quarterback. And then what happens? How do you make that up? Well, now I got to blitz. And now when you blitz, you leave yourself vulnerable, right? You're leaving yourself vulnerable with some guys in the back end that may be young and not experienced, and you're leaving them to cover one-on-one. And if you're blitzing and you're not getting to the quarterback, like, that's the other part too. And early on with Trevor and with Bo Levi, they got such great experience, right? When you blitz those guys, they know where to go with the ball, right? The ball is out of their hands. You're not going to get to them. You hope you can, but a lot of times they're going to get the ball out of their hands because they're that smart. And so that was another big part of it, right? They started blitzing and they weren't getting to the quarterback, and the quarterback was still having time. So now all of a sudden you're throwing up a corner against a halfback who's trying to cover a guy for 2.5 seconds because you think the ball's going to get, or the ball's going to have to come out quicker, and the quarterback's got time because they're not getting to him. So that's the biggest part for this defense. They've got to be able to do a better job in those scenarios. And Cody's an experienced quarterback, right? He knows where to go with the football. He'll get it out of his hands. That's why you have to get to him before he gets to you.
Drew Carabata, a longtime analyst for the BC Lions, joins us. You look at how the season's gone, and man, it's been offense, tons of points, more touchdowns. I love it. I'm guessing as a former quarterback, you do too. Any reason why you think scoring's up so much in the CFL?
Well, I think sometimes too, Jason, like it goes in kind of ebbs and flows. Like we've seen in years past where defenses have, dominated early on because offenses are, trying to come up with schemes that are going to beat, say, defenses making adjustments to the offenses. And I think what's happened, and I've asked a couple of people about this because I want to know too, like why the numbers are so different, right? Oh, Jesus. I think offensively they've kind of figured out what defenses are doing and how they're scheming a lot of this RPO and where you've got the passing game and the short passing game and how offenses have evolved. So I think right now they've got the leg up on defenses, and we've seen it where they'll catch up. But for the fan, man, oh man, I can't remember a start to a season outside of probably that last game Edmonton played against Ottawa, because that was a bit of a dud. Edmonton dominated that game, where there's been so much excitement. How many games have come down the wire, and the passing yards and the amount of big play. Like it's been really, really fun to watch. So, I'm sure from the fans' perspective, I'm sure a lot of defensive coordinators are probably not, sleeping very well at night. And another part of that too is the quarterback play, right? Nathan, Chad Kelly, Davis Alexander, Cody, Trevor Harris. Man, you got a lot of guys with experience that have been around that are good players. They're tough guys to stop. And, that's the benefit for the league is when you got a quarterback driven league and you got stars at that spot that are all performing, it makes a lot of fun to watch.
What do you think the chances are Rourke's younger brother comes up here?
Ooh, that's a good question. I keep asking Nathan about his brother and how he's doing. And he says he's doing well. They obviously drafted him. They like him. It's going to be, good for him this year because he's going to get an opportunity, I think, to participate in a full training camp. He didn't do that last year. But I would think that when you're a drafted quarterback like that and the season that he had at Indiana in his senior year, and he's the kind of guy that I think fits that NFL game, that he's probably going to be down there for a few years. Obviously when you get drafted, you're going to get a little bit more time to develop. So you're usually going to get 2 or 3 years with a team. And if they like you, that could be longer, right? He's in a situation there with Brock Purdy. He's got a big contract, who knows? But I think the chances are probably pretty slim in the next 5 years that you're going to see him up here. I'd be really, really surprised if anything were to happen to him in San Francisco, that somebody else would not take a chance on him, because he's a lot like Nathan. He's very physically gifted. He's obviously a bigger guy, but man, they're smart, right? And those guys don't come around very often, right? So when the coaches recognize how smart you are and your ability to manage a game and pick up on defenses and all that kind of stuff, that's a big key, right? Like there's so many guys that are gifted physically, and we see them. You and I have been around the game a long time. You could line up 200 guys out on the field, and you can walk around and say, "Wow, this guy can throw it. That guy can spin it. That guy can do this." You get them into games, and they can't do it. And it's all about being able to anticipate and manage a game when there's pressure. And there's a lot of guys that can do it when there's nothing on the line, but not very many that can do it when it really matters. And when you get guys like that, you hold on to them.
Well, good catching up with you, my man. We'll see you down at the stadium tonight. Should be a great night for football.
I appreciate it, man. It's good talking to you. Take care of yourself.
You betcha. That's Will Caravata, longtime analyst, CFL quarterback prior to that with the BC Lions. We'll come back. We got 5 questions, Spec, LT, Wanye's World, and more on a busy Friday edition of the Jason Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca. Remember, if you do gamble, use your game sense. Go GameSenseAB.ca.
You've got a go-to coffee spot, a trusted barber, even a lucky game day jersey. But when it's about looking your absolute best, there's only one name you need. Mr. Dirk, family run since 1939. We're experts in crafting impeccable tailor-made suits and offering a wide variety of everyday styles. Pair that with personalized one-on-one fittings and the convenience of on-site tailoring. Mr. Dirk elevates your style game. Visit our Edmonton store or explore MrDirk.com. Score big on style with Mr. Dirk.
It's the hard jobs that take know-how, expertise, and the right experience. And that's why, time and time again, GS Construction gets the call when it comes to the hard jobs. Underground projects that are genuinely difficult, like deep installs, tough ground conditions, or tight urban sites. So remember, when it's a hard job, the list gets short, and GS Construction is on it. Want to tackle the hard jobs? We're looking for experienced pipe layers and topmen. Visit gsconstruction.ca today.
Kickoff is coming July 17th. Elks, Lions at Play Alberta Field at Commonwealth Stadium. It's Dog Days of Summer presented by ATCO Energy. Bring your pup and watch the game in an exclusive section. Get your tickets at goelks.com/tickets.
Well, get ready for a silly hockey fans. Your partner in power just skated onto the ice.
EWEL.ca, the new e-commerce website for electrical wholesalers Edmonton, is ready for the power play 24/7, 365.
UL skates to where the puck will be in 5 years. Now that's forward thinking.
Killer selection, slamming products from the best brands, and legendary service.
Don't sit on the bench. Get your account today at EWEL.ca and win that project.
Plug into your partner in power. Get an EWEL.ca account today.
It's cone season at McDonald's, which means vanilla cones are $1 each plus tax in the McDonald's app all summer long. Soft, creamy, and crunchy. For just $1 each plus tax exclusively in the McDonald's app. App download and registration required at participating McDonald's in Canada.
I missed one payment, then another. Now I feel behind on everything. I can't keep up.
Falling behind happens to more people than you think, but there is a solution. My name is Parveen Middleton. I'm a licensed insolvency trustee at BDO here in Edmonton. Together, we can create a plan that fits your situation and helps you get caught up and back in control. Call 1-833-BDO-TALK or visit bdodebt.ca to book your free consultation and discover your debt-free future.
You've got better things to do than wait for an oil change. Jiffy Lube gets you in and out fast. No appointment necessary. All you have to do is roll into a location near you, and we'll take care of the rest. Every full synthetic oil change at Jiffy Lube is warranty approved and comes with a 20-point visual inspection, making sure you get back on the road safely. Find your neighborhood Jiffy Lube today. Visit jiffylubeservice.ca.
Portions of this hour brought to you by 01 Hockeyology, Edmonton's home for elite hockey development, skating analysis, performance assessment, and year-round training at West Edmonton Mall. Elite hockey development at 01.ca. That's ZERONE.ca.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Positive Fridays. We make it through the week. Hope you had a wonderful week and got big plans for the weekend. Maybe some sun tanning, a little sunscreen on there. Enjoy it. Tarps off season for sure right now. Should be a great night for football down at Commonwealth. Looking at the updated weather and should have no weather issues during the game, man. This is should be a great night for football. You want to sit in the shade, you can on the west side. You want to sit in the heat and enjoy it, you can on the east side. So it should be a good walk-up crowd tonight for the game. Let's get to 5 questions brought to you by The Brick. Their 55th birthday bash is here. Started in 1971. Buy select mattresses and you get instant credit towards sheets, pillows, mattresses, etc. They've got over $155,000 in prizes, gas cards, TV, mattresses, and more. So you can win yours this weekend only at The Brick and thebrick.com.
It's time for 5 questions on the Jason Gregor Show.
All right, guys, question number 1. Let's get the official prediction. Elks Lions tonight down at Commonwealth. You can throw in a bold prediction as well.
I'm going to say 27-24 Elks, 5-1 on the year. Freight train, rolling with momentum.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm not sure it's going to be, what was the line for the over under? I think the line was like 60.5. So I definitely think it's probably coming under tonight. And I will say the Elks win. They get a little bit revenge for the loss in BC, and they win 28-19.
All right, question number 2 for you guys. I know Gazzola was giving some teasers about a potential new Oilers third jersey this season. So in honor of that, I want to ask you guys, what is your favorite Oilers alternate jersey of all time?
I remember when that McFarlane original jersey came out back in the day when he was a partner of the team. That has got to be one of the best alternate jerseys of all time with the sprocket.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Couldn't believe it when I saw it when I was a kid.
I actually really liked the orange when they came out, when they unveiled the new arena, and it lasted like 1 year. I thought that jersey was awesome, but I love bright colors. The orange, I thought it was great. So that would be mine. Cons?
Oh, I liked the reverse retro, like the white and orange, but primarily white. I thought those ones were pretty cool. And I also like basically when it was just the two colors, the real navy blue that they were in the playoffs the 1 year. I thought those were clean.
Going deep back in the Wayback Machine, when the Oilers rolled out the copper and the dark blue jersey to timed with the renovations to Rexall.
I didn't like that jersey at all.
When they came in and they'd redone the concourse, there was luxury suites, and suddenly there's a new jersey. Woo-hoo-hoo.
I got a couple of those for free. I like them.
Momentum.
They weren't the best, though. Question number 3 for you guys. The MLB trade deadline coming. Do you see the Jays being aggressive or timid as either buyers or sellers?
Good question. I think they're going to wait as long as they can here. What they do in the next kind of 10 days coming out of this All-Star break is probably going to decide it. I don't know how much, the way he's playing, George Springer doesn't have much trade value. Kevin Gausman would still have a lot of trade value. If I'm the Jays, I have a conversation with Gausman. I'd bring him back in a heartbeat because Scherzer's obviously not here. He's not here this year, right? But is Shane Bieber going to be ready next year? Right? You can't just go pluck off starting pitchers around. So I wouldn't really want to trade Gausman. I would have an open, do you really want to sign here? Yes or no? You should know now. You can have those conversations with the guy, right? I get that money's a factor for sure, but what number would you need? Ballpark figure. Because I don't know. And what they should do is look to see, can you go find some player in an organization? The Jays have done a pretty good job, like Brandon Valenzuela, they got for nothing. Look for another deal like that. But I could see the Jays actually being buyers.
I texted an unnamed colleague, phone a friend on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. I said, I don't know. I need your help here. And I don't want to ask the boys what I should say. He just said, say they're going to stand pat and keep the core intact. So I'll pass it along. And I won't pass those words off as my own, Connor.
When you could have. Very honorable move there.
Thank you.
Question number 4. Since we discussed the triathlon today, I want to ask you guys, of course, swimming, cycling, and running. Of those events, what would be your strongest? What would be your least strongest?
If you just said to me swimming, I'd say no, thank you. If you said cycling, I'd say what for? And if you said you want to do some running, I'd say who's chasing me? Does that qualify as best to worst? I mean, I could do the cycling. I could get to the end of the cycling. But swimming, as you alluded to earlier, you don't want to mess around getting tired swimming.
Yeah. I think swimming's easily, though. Where best for me right now would probably be biking. I mean, I've been back on my road bike a little bit this summer. I'm loving it. And Lorianne Munzer really gave me some good tips on how to maintain my I don't think I was ever pedaling properly. And so she helped out with just a little technical stuff that's made a big difference.
All right. Question number 5. Today is David Hasselhoff's 74th birthday. Star of many things, including Baywatch. And AI told me it is the ultimate guilty pleasure TV show. So what other TV shows or movies would fall under that category for you?
So I have to be like embarrassed that this is something I watch?
You know, society might frown upon it.
Society. I loved, and it's now canceled, but I watched the entirety of Big Brother Canada. All 7 seasons. I would record it. I would watch it. I love it. I wish they would bring it back. Big Brother Canada.
I don't know if I have a guilty pleasure TV show. I probably have more in movies. And if I was going guilty pleasure in movie, it would be two different ones. Point Break. And the other one that is so terrible, that's why it's kind of funny, is Cruel Intentions.
I know why you want to watch that one.
So, yeah, classic.
Point Break, isn't Keanu like a surfer cop or something?
I don't know. I guess he's a cop. Yeah.
Johnny Utah.
Yeah, he's not a cop. He's an FBI agent.
Okay. He's like law enforcement, but he's also surfing.
Yeah. He's trying to catch they're a bunch of bank robbers, right? So he's trying to infiltrate their group.
Right.
Yes. The classic, right?
The oldest trick in the book.
Yeah, the undercover guy.
You're like, do you want to join my surfing group? Would you like to commit crime?
Mm-hmm.
1, 2.
Wow, buddy. Animal Kingdom showed us. The surfers, they're the crime gods. That's what it is. You've never seen Animal Kingdom?
No.
Oh, buddy. It's a classic show. With Smurf and then her kids and buddy, it's
the Smurfs.
No, Smurf. That's her character name.
Oh.
Yeah. Smurf. She's the mom. And then she has like these kids from like, she's not necessarily the epitome of like mom, right? And she has like 4 sons and is it 3 or 4 different dads. Right. So no, it's and she's ruthless and it's a pretty good show actually. So,
but they're surfing?
Well, they do surfing, yes, at times, but they live on the West Coast, but they're involved in a lot of shady things, right? So have you seen it, Conwell?
Oh yeah, love that show.
Yeah.
Rebellious daughter.
Oh,
very intelligent grandson.
Come on.
Gets into the family biz. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good show.
Like a Smurf, her character, like Ellen Barkin was very
who else is in it?
No one really big other than Ellen Barkin. Now the guy, I actually just started. You guys watch The Pit?
No medical show.
Oh, buddy, I have to say, I'm in season 1. I freaking love it.
What's the gist of it?
Oh, it's like an emergency room at the hospital.
Oh,
right, and it's got Noah Wiley, the main guy. Oh, he's the main guy, and remember him? He was obviously in ER for the longest time. But I really like The Pit. I'm loving it. In fact, so I'm trying to find the actor's real name because he's in Animal Kingdom. The minute I saw him, I'm like, hey, it's my boy from Animal Kingdom, but I gotta find his name.
Was it Pope?
Yeah, Pope.
Sean Hatosi or something. He's in quite a bit.
Yeah, no, Pope's a good actor. I just don't know his name.
Ed Finn Cole, who was in Peaky Blinders.
It's
in
funny
Animal Kingdom as well.
When you bump into somebody from a different show, it's like you saw your friend at the mall. You're like, oh, there he is. There's my pal.
What's his real name? Sean?
Yeah.
Okay.
In the show, he's Andrew Pope.
Yeah.
So,
no. He's Andrew Pope. He was unreal in that. He was in Providence, I'm pretty sure.
These new shows,
You
I
guys
don't
haven't
know.
seen that?
No.
He was in Alpha Dog, the movie.
Oh,
With Justin Timberlake?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, now
I'll
you're
never watch
talking.
that again.
What do you mean?
Why? You didn't like Alpha Dog?
I really enjoyed it. That ending. When they take him out to the desert.
Justin Timberlake being able to cry in that one scene. This is when JT was trying to establish himself as an actor. Alpha Dog came out, and I went to
True
the
story
theater.
too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
Terrifying.
JT cries, which is one of the hardest things an actor can do because you have to cry all day long. And I said, this guy has what it takes to be an actor, and history will show he did not.
He's been in a few other movies, hasn't he?
But he's chasing it. He doesn't.
Oh, he's not that great.
He's not that guy.
Okay, fair. I thought he was pretty good in Alpha Dog.
That was his movie, though. That was his
is
showcase.
that his top show?
Yeah, and they were like, how does this do with the box office? How does this do with audiences? He's in the Trolls movie.
Yeah.
That's something.
Pretty good singer, though.
Very good.
I would say.
Remember, he left NSYNC because he wanted to go solo and be an actor.
Yeah. Well, going solo was a smart decision.
Very smart.
Yeah. Very smart. So there you go. But yeah, Pope, good one, Cons. Good ones. The thing about Pitt, though, so I was watching and they're showing the birth of a child, and it is the most graphic birth of a child ever. I'm just like, oh, God. And as I'm watching the show, I was watching my wife, I'm like, see, that's why I never stood at the end of the bed, right? Because she was both in agreement, like, you're not standing there. I'm like, don't worry, I don't want to stand there, right? Now, might have made a mistake in my life just because she's like, why do you want to stand there? I said, hey, you know what? No offense. I birthed a lot of cows. I'm not comparing. I'm just not doing it. Just don't want I know it's totally different, but I don't want the comparison. There's certain things you don't want to see.
Stay at the other end of the ship, up by the head.
Yeah. Like I was there, holding, helping you breathe, all that sort of thing. Got to cut the umbilical cord. That was all great. Got to see my son before my wife really kind of see me, as they picked him up, just because got to go down there, which was great. But I did not watch the entrance to the world. And good on people who do, but no thanks. I had no interest. But in the pit watching it last night, I was like, oh my God, it was really graphic about the childbirth.
It's quite the scene going to a childbirth. Like, for those who haven't been in the room, I was quite worked up when Wanye Jr. was born that I was going to have to go and witness all of this. And I must have been giving off fainting vibes because I had like an attendant.
Oh, you're like Strutty.
I don't know.
You two jabronis. Yeah, they're more worried about you.
They were.
Than the mom. That is so
and they said,
funny.
Stand here, don't look. And I'm tall, and I looked. And then the lady at my elbow went, you looked, didn't you? And I was like, I did look. And she's like, okay, and brought me a little chair.
Oh, yeah.
It was nice.
Well, there you go. Awesome. Let's get to Sports 1440. Got 1 hour left in the week, baby. The weekend's here. We got CFL football tonight. Excited to see the Elks and the Lions. Going to be beautiful weather. You got racing if you're a motorhead going tonight as well. So there's lots happening. Let's get to the Con Man and a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Employee pricing is on now. Great deals. You pay what they pay. No negotiating. That's how Mike and the crew do it. Just walk in, get a great deal. NorthgateGM.com.
This is the Sports 1440 update.
Week 7 in the CFL season gets going tonight. Elks and Lions from Commonwealth. Kickoff set for 7 o'clock. From the NHL, the Flyers signing restricted free agent Jamie Drysdale to a 4-year contract extension worth $26 million. The Jays back in action after the All-Star break, hosting the White Sox. First pitch in about 15 minutes. We'll have that one for you on the AM feed starting at 6. Elsewhere, Dodgers got the Yankees. Red Sox meet the Rays in Game 2 of their doubleheader. In Game 1, Red Sox victorious 10-0. Pirates Guardians postponed due to air quality issues in the Cleveland area. You've got the Reds, Rockies, Angels, Tigers, Cards, Diamondbacks, and Athletics hosting the Nationals. Giants heading to Seattle. At the Open, after 2 rounds, Lucas Herbert atop the leaderboard at 8 under. Jackson Stewart, Cameron Young, Ryan Gerard, all 6 under. Bryson DeChambeau was assessed a 2-stroke penalty on the 5th hole. He currently is 5 under. Both Canadians in action will partake over the weekend. Corey Connors under 2 under, while Nick Taylor is 1 under. And the Riverhawks back in action. They're in Port Angeles. First pitch, 7 o'clock. Coming up in hour 4 of the Jason Gregor Show, we'll be joined by Mark Spector of Rogers Sportsnet and Alan Mitchell, the host of The Lowdown with Low Tide. I'm Connor Halley. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440 in West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin. CKJR is a Stingray radio station.
Download the free radio player app and listen wherever you go.
Oodle Noodle Origins.
In 1864, Francis Oodle took over his dying father's business as a leatherman. He was quite proficient, but his heart was never truly in the trade. After his father's death, Oodle met a cocksure young man named Vladimir Nudell, who was a trailblazer in the popular new art of food boxes. They formed a partnership and aimed to ply their trade in the new world. At Ellis Island, Nudell was renamed David Noodle, and henceforth, the franchise has been known as
Oodle Noodle.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Car shopping sucks. That's right. Going back and forth 100 times just to get a price. Give me your credit card for a test drive. What's all these extra fees? That sounds ridiculous. At Northgate, we do things a little differently. Good deals on new, pre-owned vehicles, good people, and a great selection. Stop in and see us today. 13215 97th Street or visit us online at northgategm.com.
You're at
Portions of this hour.
Northgate Country.
It's the Brick's 55th birthday bash, and this weekend only, the savings are huge. Find incredible deals throughout the store. Plus, the first 10 customers on Saturday receive a $55 credit toward a furniture or mattress purchase. Buy any TV 65 inches or larger and get a $55 instant credit toward a soundbar. And buy select mattresses to receive a $55 instant credit toward bedding accessories. Plus, enjoy cake and family fun on Saturday at noon and enter for your chance to win over $155,000 in prizes. Hurry in. These offers end Sunday, July 19th.
When your project can't afford downtime, call Japa Equipment Rentals. From excavators and wheel loaders to compaction equipment, Japa has the machines you need. Trusted since 1972. Visit japaequipment.com or stop our Edmonton or Calgary locations.
Cheering on Canada, Mexico, Australia, France, England, Brazil, Germany, Spain, and the rest of the world at the Druid Irish Pub.
Your World Cup headquarters.
Wear your colors, cheer on your team, and enjoy $6.50 Heineken every game.
Plus, your chance to win a ton of World Cup merch,
including hoodies, jerseys, soccer balls, and more.
The Druid Irish Pub, your World Cup headquarters.
Bringing Edmonton together, one soccer game at a time.
The Druid Irish Pub.
Cheer with us in the Mercer Building across from Rogers Place in Ice District.
Are you a skilled laborer? All Star Construction wants to talk to you. A heavy equipment operator with Traco or backhoe experience, All Star Construction wants to talk to you, too. With work in and around Edmonton for local land developers, All Star Construction offers year-round employment. Whether it's power, gas, or telecom, developers rely on All Star Construction to get the job done. So if you're a skilled laborer or a heavy equipment operator with Traco or backhoe experience searching for work, search All Star Construction on Indeed.
I'm Dr. Vance Elliott. The goal of every one of the thousands of hair restoration procedures I've performed is a full, natural-looking head of hair. I work directly with my patients for the consultation, the procedure, and the follow-up, so we can achieve the best results possible. When people see what we accomplish, I don't want them to think,
"Wow, great hair transplant."
I want them to think,
"Wow, great hair."
Go to drvanceelliott.com and contact us today.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Crystal Glass, your clear choice for residential windows, locally manufactured and installed. Crystal Glass provides a beautiful product and incredible customer services for all of your residential needs. Call 310 Glass or visit crystalglass.ca for a quote.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Doing? You made it through another work week. I like it. Get home. Oh, man, this is barbecue weather for sure. You don't want to turn the stove on. Right? This is BBQ weather. Sitting out front, out back, wherever. Enjoy it. Lots of you going to the lake. Lots of people hopefully going to the Elks game tonight. Should be a great night to just sit back, kick back, enjoy it. Warm enough. You sit in the shade, you're hot. You sit in the sun. You're going to love it if you're a sunny. So enjoy it. Either way, tonight, Elks and the Lions, and all of the weather is saying that weather should not be a factor at all. Might be a storm overnight tonight, but doesn't look like anything's coming in. Now, obviously that can change, so I am not a weather person. I'm just passing on what the meteorologists are suggesting. Be a great gig. Can be wrong all the time. No one seems to care. It's weird. It is the Gregor Show, is always brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website. 100% of the revenues stay right here in the province at PlayAlberta.ca. Like, it is interesting. Meteorologists to make the weather prediction, and they're wrong all the time. Someone says, "Hey, Gregor, you picked the wrong team to win the playoffs." And they freak out on you. It's amazing, the difference. It's amazing. There's two teams, only one can win. Right?
Meteorology is an art, not a science.
Yeah.
They'll tell you it's a science.
Yeah. Clearly.
It's not a science.
Yeah. There you go. So, hey, boys, JT was great in the trouble with the curve. It's actually good.
That's a fair point.
Yeah, he was pretty good there from Tipsy McStagger. I like it. Now, let's get to the Spec Report brought to you by GS Construction, your underground infrastructure specialists, and they're looking to build their team. They are hiring right now. Go to gsconstruction.ca. Look up careers, pipe layer, top man, operators, and more, and those just looking to get into the industry. So check it out at GS Construction. Mark Spector from Rogers Sportsnet. joins us once again. Spec, good afternoon. How you doing?
Doing awesome. Hot day. Beautiful weekend stacking up. Lots of stuff going on, man.
It's going to be great. It's a great night for football tonight. The Elks and the BC Lions. We had Buck Pierce on the program yesterday, talking about his team. He goes, you know what? We were just not really sharp early on. Feels like his team's getting better. He spoke like a coach. Hey, I'm not panicking. I think we'll be fine. Like, this will be a tough test tonight for the Edmonton Elks. This is a real good measuring stick, I think, for them to see, to say, hey, if you win tonight, you can say, hey, we legit belong with the big boys in the standings.
Yeah, and it's been a long time since they could say that, right? Like, you're 4-1, BC's 1-3. So this is a bit of a separation game here. Either you're going to put BC, leave them down where you think they should be, and you're moving up with, remain in a tie at the top of the division. The Elks have earned themselves a positive chance here to create some distance between them and the basement. They've been the basement for a long time. So this is a nice change.
Yes, no, very much so it is. And, well, you know what? The weather looks like it's going to cooperate, which is awesome. I think obviously we're going to have the biggest crowd of the season, and I think the crowds are only going to get bigger as the season goes along. Spec, it's kind of been a long time coming for this organization to get back to being relevant.
Oh my goodness, is it ever? And you don't just snap your fingers. I want to say, down in Calgary, they've had a good team, and they haven't had the stretch of last place and playoff misses and all that Edmonton has had, and they're struggling to draw, right? You turn on that, they had that Stampede Bowl the other day. There's barely anybody in their ballpark. So, yes, you got to win to draw people. You got to put a product in the field for people to say, okay, you know what? I'm giving my Friday night to the Elks. But when you're the CFL, there's maybe even more to it than that. There's a definite need to remain relevant. I would say to you, if the Stamps are having a hard time staying relevant and all the winning they've done, well, that last 5 or 6 years for the Elks has made it even tougher up here, right?
Yeah, Edmonton historically, though, is a better, not being a homer here, but Edmonton is a much better sports.
It's a better sports town. Yeah,
we always have been. But you got to get back and support them, and I think we're going to start to see that with the fans coming out. Obviously, the run attack has to be better tonight. To me, the Elks you're down to your 6th and 7th offensive lineman, and that becomes a problem. That's just a reality of any sport. You can endure a few injuries. You start to get too many, and so BC's D-line is very good. And this is going to be a test. Corte is going to have to be better than he was when he came off the bench against Beard after the Beard injury. That's just a fact. If the O-line isn't better, this could be a long night for Cody Fajardo.
Well, like in the CFL, Jay, to have a running attack in the CFL is a little more complicated because it's 3-down football, as we know. So you get 2 cracks. And if you run on first down and get 2 yards, you turn the ball again. It's difficult for an offensive coordinator to remain loyal to a running game in this league, because 2nd and long, you got to start passing. It's a passing league. And listen, there's no question who the best, most effective player on the Eskimos is, right? We all know that. But, I guess what I'd say to you, and this is good news for Edmonton, is their defense needs to hold the other guys back until you establish the running game. And Edmonton's defense has allowed the least points in the league this year. They've got an excellent defense, but it's different in the CFL. Like, it's trying to be a run-first team in the CFL, man. You know what? It's not easy to do, right? It's just not easy to do in 3-down football.
No, not at all. They can, hey, Rankin can beat you whether he's running or whether he's receiving. The other thing is, I look at the Elks D-line tonight, and they got to be way better than they were. If you can't disrupt Nathan Rourke, he'll torch you. And they need BC's O-line. They don't have any great players, but they're a good unit together. They work well as a group. But I look at the Elks. Carney's been taking a lot of double teams and stuff. I think Brinkman's had a good one, but Tamari Fox gets his first start tonight. Noah Taylor's going to start. The other guy that I'm very interested in is Watch 97. Meyer is somebody that they're very high on in the organization. And I'm curious to see how many reps he gets in on the D-line, because if the guys early on aren't getting it done, I expect he'll get in, because they have to get pressure on Rourke or he'll just dissect.
Yeah, he's a good quarterback for sure. He's an important, he's their starter. And if you just give him time, I'm going to say to you, I'm not sure there's a starter in the league I'm going to look at and say, you can give that guy all the time he wants and he won't hurt you, right? Like it's kind of fundamental football. You got to hurry the QB. And I think we go back to, speaking of fundamental football, all you're doing is telling me about the line of scrimmage. You got to win the line of scrimmage. You got to win. If you think you're going to have a running game, well, your offensive line has to win the line of scrimmage. And if you're going to get pressure on Rourke, which is an imperative, something that has to happen, well, guess what? You got to win the line of scrimmage on defense. And that's why it's the old part of, it's a tenet of football at any level in any league. You win the line of scrimmage, you probably win the game, right?
Usually, yeah. Usually you do. So we'll see where that goes. Spec, a few other things going on. I don't know if you were watching closely at the Open Championship today, but Bryson DeChambeau was in second place at 7 under, but they reviewed his shot out of the rough on the 5th hole and deemed that he improved his shot by stepping on, improved his line, his backswing. And then like a half an hour after his round was over, they penalized him a 2-stroke penalty. And he ends up taking a hockey stick, a triple bogey on the 5th hole. Now, I've seen some reports, and they're like, no. They thought it was pretty clear after watching the replays numerous times, the golf people. So
what did he do? What did he do to improve his lie?
Well, he stepped on the grass behind the ball. Right?
Okay.
Like so you're walking back. And so they're saying that he purposely stepped on the grass right in the line of where his club. So when you take your backswing, right, then when you come down, right, by you stepping on that, because like it was rough, like he was in the schmegma, man. Like it wasn't like he was just chipping off of the fairway. No, he was deep in it, right, and in the fescue. So they deemed that improved his ability to strike the ball. Just don't see it very often.
That a professional golfer who's played as many rounds as he has, who's been not just on the PGA Tour, but one of the better players on it for so long, you think he doesn't know that I shouldn't step in the direct line behind the ball? Do you think he doesn't know that?
Well, of course you'd think. Now, you can step in the line behind the ball, just not too close to it, clearly. And so that's why I'm saying, like, he's going to say it was an accident, regardless of whether it's an accident. No. Golf is pretty strict on those rules. Yeah. I'll say this. Like, they don't screw around. Now, they don't allow people to call in anymore like they used to.
Yeah. I didn't love that either. I didn't
love it either. But they're very sticklers about the rule. And but it's just something you don't see especially in a major to lose 2 strokes. Now, he's 5 under, and he's still only 3 strokes off the lead, and there's only 4 guys ahead of him. So it's not like it crushed him. But, man, if he loses by 1 or 2 strokes on Sunday, he'll be pretty rattled.
Well, sure, but I mean, listen, I didn't see it. I was doing other things today. I did not see the incident, but I'm going to say to you that it's up to him to know the rules. It reminds me of the athlete who does a bunch of supplements and then tests positive for steroids and goes, "Oh, I never knew there were steroids in those supplements." Yeah, well, you knew that if you did some supplement that you didn't know what was in it, you ran the risk of getting nailed for steroids. And that's just been the history of sports. There's hundreds of people who did that. And I'm just going to say to you that Bryson DeChambeau knows the rule and knows you don't step right behind your ball and knock the grass down. I got zero sympathy for him. That's, to me, you're a professional in your craft. If you don't know the rules, you sure as heck should know the rules. And if you do know the rules, which I suspect he does, there's every chance he did it on mistake, on purpose, right? Oops, sorry, stomp, stomp, stomp.
Yeah, you're trying to get away with it, no question.
And this guy's got the reputation of bending them anyway, so tough luck, buddy.
Back to the green and gold winning tonight.
Yeah, I think they'll bounce back. I think Rankin's going to be a bigger part of this. I think didn't he have the ball in his hand 7 times the last game?
Well, running, he did have 100 yards receiving in that game against the Lions, but he only had 19 yards rushing, and 15 came on 1 carry.
Right. So they're gonna, I assume they'll try to run the ball more early. Listen, he's just my best player all day, every day. I don't really care that much if he gets the ball in his hand off a handoff, off a screen pass, off a, I'm the safety valve for a quarterback who's looked downfield, everyone's covered, and I just flip it off I don't care how he gets it, right? Who cares? But Jason Rankin's got to get that ball in his hand a lot tonight because he's their best offensive weapon all day, every day.
Spec, have yourself a great one. We will chat with you on Monday. Have a good weekend.
You too, brother.
There you go. That's Mark Spector. The Spec Report brought to you by GS Construction. Hey, boys, there's been some people thinking because he's on live that he was unfairly penalized in a way that a regular PGA Tour player would not be. Well, people are going to say that, but I also saw, how RNA explained the rule, the violation, and the penalty. I thought it was pretty good. So, is there still a live hate? I don't know. Once you're in the tournament, I would hope not. Right? But as Spec said, the rules. Golf is pretty clear on the rules. Right? It's just how it is. Quick break. LT joins us next. It's the Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Noodle, 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 noodle. Noodle, 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 noodle,
Throw a load down to Oodle Noodle tonight because dine-in is open.
You got a go-to coffee spot, a trusted barber, even a lucky game day jersey. But when it's about looking your absolute best, there's only one name you need. Mr. Dirk. Family run since 1939. We're experts in crafting impeccable tailor-made suits and offering a wide variety of everyday styles. Pair that with personalized one-on-one fittings and the convenience of on-site tailoring. Mr. Dirk elevates your style game. Visit our Edmonton store or explore MrDirk.com. Score big on style with Mr. Dirk.
Legacy Heating and Cooling is serious about cooling. In fact, we offer multiple ways to cool your home. So you better
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
If you're looking for traditional air conditioning, we got you.
Call Legacy.
Or ask us about a heat pump to help you heat and cool.
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
Cool with AC or cool with a heat pump. Cool your home with Legacy Heating and Cooling.
Attention Alberta construction pros. For over 50 years, Japa Equipment Rentals has been your go-to for top-notch equipment and stellar service. Whether you need rentals or expert maintenance, we've got you covered. Stop by our Edmonton or Calgary locations today.
Kickoff is coming July 17th. Elks, Lions at Play Alberta Field at Commonwealth Stadium. It's Dog Days of Summer presented by ATCO Energy. Bring your pup and watch the game in an exclusive section. Get your tickets at goelks.com/tickets.
The job isn't done until the last load is hauled, and having a semi-trailer out of commission is not an option. Whether replacing or adding to your convoy, Edmonton Trailer has a huge inventory of new and used semi-trailers, trusted by the gravel, logging, oil field, fluids, and freight industries. Find a trailer right for you online or at one of their 3 locations. For sales, service, parts, rental, and finance, when you're in it for the long haul, Edmonton Trailer.
Feeling overwhelmed by debt? Concerned about what the next few weeks or months will bring for your finances? My name is Parveen Middleton. I'm a licensed insolvency trustee at BDO here in Edmonton. You don't have to navigate this alone. Together, we can review your options and build a personalized plan to reduce your payments and get you out of debt, so you can breathe again. Call 1-833-BDO-TALK or visit bdodebt.ca to book your free consultation and discover your debt-free future.
It might have been scraped by the snowblower, dented while door crashing, or crunched at the company Christmas party. At some point over the winter, your car was damaged and it's been hiding under a coat of winter grime.
Then come and see Robertson Body Works. We can take care of the damage and the dirt. This week only, call and book a repair and get a complete auto detailing absolutely free.
But you have to book your appointment before the week is up. Go to robertsonbodyworks.com.
I'm Tim Robertson, and I fix cars.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Sherbrooke Liquor, the best place for wine, cocktails, and beers from all over the world. Also, a variety of excellent non-alcoholic options. See more at SherbrookeLiquor.com.
This is Sports 1440, where Edmonton talks sports.
On YouTube, Facebook, and X.
Here's Jason Gregor.
Brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca.
$525. Oh, somewhere Eddie Steele's upset. Trey Ford starting tonight for Hamilton. Or not tonight, but on the weekend. Welcome back. It is the Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca, where you can have fun, whether you want to try out casino, sports, live dealer, lottery, instants, and more, all in one place at PlayAlberta.ca. Gregor, Wanye Gretz, Connor Halley, Declan Kruger with you. We turn the Jays game on. Coming up tonight, you got the Elks and the Lions. 7 o'clock on a beautiful, hot Friday evening in Edmonton. I'm looking forward to the game, man. I'm very curious to see how the Elks are going to bounce back in this one. Very, very intrigued. Now let's get to the Elks Report, brought to you by Go Auto. Looking for a vehicle this weekend? Want to go for a test drive? Well, they got any type that you want, any color. They got 73 different locations. Go to goauto.ca and find your next vehicle. Goauto.ca. As the host of The Lowdown, noon to 2, here on Sports 1440. Alan Mitchell joins us. LT, good afternoon. Happy Friday. How you doing?
I'm great. A very, very beautiful day. Great night for football. Great night for dogs and football and people. It's going to be I keep thinking about the next 3 weeks. I know that, the CFL is built around Labor Day, at least in Edmonton and Calgary. But you've got, BC tonight at Commonwealth. They win that. They got a back-to-back against Saskatchewan. I would never suggest they would, sweep the next 3 games. But if they could, the Edmonton Elks would basically have flipped the last several years. Instead of going like 0-7 or 1-7 or whatever, they could be 7-1. It's a dream. I get it. I understand there's a long way to go. BC is has had the Elks number, but they've been storming the gates on a lot of, past losses and losing streaks. I'm just fascinated by this team because they've turned on a dime, and it's hard to do, but they've got everything covered. They got the quarterback is a veteran. They got a great running back. The O-lines, the D-line are doing okay. They got some ball hawks on defense. Getting enough guys catching the ball on the wide outside, and the special teams are okay. I don't know. Are they the most complete team in the CFL? If they win tonight, I think you can make the case.
The last time they were 4-1 on a Friday night, LT, we looked it up, 2002. Had to get the old Wayback Machine out for that one.
Wow, was that the Frito-Lay truck era? I can't remember that far back. That was a long time ago.
If there's a time to get on the bandwagon for the casual fan for the Elks, this is as good a time as any.
Yeah, it is, and it's when we cheer for Laundry, we get it, but there are some great football players on this team, and they're worth cheering for. This is it's fun, and the we get to go and watch, great baseball and great football outdoors in the summertime, get a little bit of tan, have a wobbly pop. It's really good. It really is. I'm so encouraged by it. I was so down. I got a lot of buddies who are my age who were so down on what was going with the name change and the clear bag. And I'm pumped. I am. I really am. I feel really good about this team and the hard work they've done. And it's not just, coaching and players, but it's everybody on down with the organization. It's just a different feel around here, and it's hard to do in professional sports. Just turn it around like they've done. But good for the Elks, they've done it.
Well, it is. It's something that they've needed for sure. Is to to get some wins and gain some momentum. And tonight's a really tough. I don't really look at BC's record. I more look at their team now that they're healthier. And I still think Nathan Rourke's probably the best quarterback in the CFL right now. And Tonight, to me, this comes down. If the D-line gets pressure, the Elks have a chance. If they don't, they lose. I really think. I know that might be simplifying things. I think it's that simple.
Well, Rourke has he ever lost to the Elks?
Well, they've won 11 of their last 12, and I don't think Rourke was the quarterback of record when they lost. So no, I don't think he has.
Yeah, which is like that's a hell of a streak, and you're right. Like they're a lot of times when a team goes on a losing streak, it's there's injury problems or a combination of problems. But the West isn't exactly decided yet. So BC wins tonight, and they're right back in the thick of things. So. It's just fun. The CFL is such an interesting league. It really is. And this year, I feel like, we don't have to watch from afar, watch Winnipeg or Saskatchewan or Calgary. It's right here in Edmonton with the Elks. And it's been a long time. It just has been a long damn time. We could talk about this in mid-July as the Elks being like right front and center in the playoff race.
Yeah, it's long overdue. I don't think there's any doubt about that. Al, as the summer goes along, and you know what, it inches closer. The schedule is now out. We know it's starting in September, first time ever for the Edmonton Oilers. I've kind of dissected their schedule. I think it's a pretty favorable schedule overall. They've got, they do have a 6-game road trip right after Christmas, but it comes after they have a week off. Like it's not that taxing by any stretch of the imagination. There's a week off around Christmas. They've got another 8 days between games over the All-Star break. So they'll be a well-rested team. They don't go out east after January 5th again, similar to last season. But when you look at, we talked about a lot of players. Where do you come out on Matthias Ekholm? And, do you think, is he top pair guy all year with Evan Bouchard? Are we going to see it 50-50? What do you think happens with Ekholm, assuming he stays healthy?
Well, I looked at the numbers. I mean, I looked for erosion or a downbeat, and he has been hurt. He's hurt in the game 6 and 7 of the finals in 2024, 2024. And I think he's if he's healthy, I think he's top pair. I think the fact that they have 23 men means they can rest some guys, and Ekholm would be one of them during the year. If he's healthy, I think you play him, as the top pairing guy. But the idea of giving him some rest is a really good one, and I would rather, because he is a little bit older. But I mean, I don't think there's a better left defenseman on the team when he's healthy, and so that's why I would say he's the top pairing guy. The only question I would have, and it's one we've talked about in the past, is if they're struggling on the second pair, then maybe you split Ekholm Bouchard up and run Bouchard on, with say Wallman or whatever, and then Ekholm with Murphy should be just fine on the second pair. I only say that I would prefer Ekholm Bouchard, but if one pairing, like the second pairing, is struggling, that's a way you could do a workaround, and it's not a bad idea if you're giving a little bit of a relief to Ekholm.
Yeah, a part of it probably has to do with, Jake Wallman, and then, even Ryan Shea to see what he can potentially do. Do you see a guy who's a better natural fit? Like Nurse and Murphy played pretty well together in the playoffs. So, none of these guys have Nurse's size or anything like that. But do you see someone as who you would pair with Murphy, and why?
Well, I think Wallman's the first one, because if Wallman's healthy, he can move the puck really well. You've talked about how he comes out behind the net and he's got that burst, and it really is effective. And I think you want to have a puck mover with Murphy. Shea is also really good at retrieving pucks, moving pucks. So I think either of those two guys would be a good option, and it probably comes down to whichever guy is more effective with Murphy or that Babcock prefers. We don't, we're talking about a coach that we haven't seen apply his, template to this team, right, to the roster. So we're kind of guessing, but I think those two guys are the obvious options. And the left side of the defense, they lost Nurse, who's a substantial player, but I do like Shea a lot. I like him as a player. I know it's a longer deal, and you like to avoid those, but as a guy for next year, he's got good foot speed, can move the puck, and he had a great goal share. He may have been playing a little bit of good luck, but I think he's a player who can help, but he's certainly, based on what we know about him, he could certainly play on that second pair with Murphy, and maybe they end up being the best pairing.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people. I talked to guys in Pittsburgh. They're pretty high on Shea. They think this is a guy who just, you know what, they thought there's a pretty good signing for them. So we'll see. Lots of guys have 1 year. The hardest thing to do in the NHL is become a guy who goes from 1 year to being a consistent year-by-year player. It's hard to do, right? Lots of players struggle with it. It's very difficult to do. So, you come to a new team. Maybe it's a little bit easier. He'll be able to get in here earlier, right? It's not like it's a mid-season acquisition, so you can come in as early as you like, get settled in whatever community you're going to live in, get used to how do I drive to the rink, all those sorts of things, and away you go. Because you can come into Edmonton in August if you like. They got lots of guys that are training here, right?
Yeah,
so that's Jari's here, Doc's here, Savoy's here. I think Podkolzin's back in August. Hyman was here right until the end of June. Same with Ekholm. So you know what, you've got a fair amount of guys. That's an advantage. And, having talked to players who have trained elsewhere, having to train right at the Oilers facility all the time is like a massive advantage.
Yeah. And they've got, this is a proud team, and they've got, they exited way quicker than they wanted to. And we've talked it to death, but they were beat up, especially at center. But that was a team that played a lot of hockey over, 2.5 or more years. So, you get rested up, but also there's you got a new coach coming. You want to impress. They didn't leave the season the way they wanted to. There's a lot of reasons why players would want to show up in shape, including the 4-game preseason, and then the September 29th. I know it's the earliest the NHL's ever started a season, but it feels so weird to talk about September regular season of hockey. And that'll be in 84 games. So. They got to get going. I know it's mid-July, but another month from now, and they'll really be getting ready for this season. So it'll be interesting. I think they'll be highly motivated to a man. I believe they'll be highly motivated here in the fall.
Oh, Mike Babcock comes in an unreal position because he's got a team that's like, oh yeah, we're aware, we want to win, we want to listen, all that stuff. They want to impress the new coach, and they're rested, and nobody's injured, which is something that hasn't happened the last few years. So. And they played the worst team in the NHL last year for their first 2 games. So there's a lot of reasons to think a good start is very doable for them. Al, who are you taking in the Sunday's World Cup finale?
Well, Declan knows far more about soccer than me, and he's picking Spain, but I'm going Argentina just because, betting against Messi is just, throwing money out the window, so I'm going to say Messi does it again. I think I think this is it. I can't imagine to come back at 43 or however old he'd be next time. So I think it'll be just like it was 4 years ago. It'll be another coronation of Argentina and Messi and the GOAT. And I can't wait for it. I can't wait for the game.
All right, Al, have yourself a great weekend. Enjoy the Elks tonight. Enjoy the heat, and we'll talk to you on Monday.
All right, boys. Be great. Have a great weekend.
There you go. That's Al Mitchell, host of The Load. And we'll return with Wanye's World and wrap up a busy week here on the Jason Gregor Show. As always, presented by our title sponsor, PlayAlberta.ca.
Say hello to Alberta's home for reeling and dealing. With Play Alberta, you can spin into the excitement of popular slots like Cash Eruption and Desert Fantasy. Experience Alberta-exclusive games and get in on the action of live dealer tables with all new elevated stakes. However you prefer to play, the fun is ready when you are. Visit playalberta.ca/Gregor to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/Gregor. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
It's dollar drink summer at McDonald's. Sip on a refreshing small fountain drink or a small iced coffee for just $1 each plus tax, all summer long. Only at McDonald's. Excludes flavored and cloud iced coffees. At participating Canadian restaurants. Taxes extra. Prices exclude delivery.
It's the Bricks 55th birthday bash. And this weekend only, the savings are huge. Critical deals from the store. Plus, customers on Saturday, $55 credit toward a furniture or mattress for TV 65 inches or larger, and get a $55 instant credit towards a soundbar. And buy select mattresses to receive a $55 instant credit toward bedding accessories. Enjoy cake and family fun on Saturday at noon and enter for your chance to win over $155,000 in prizes. Hurry in. These offers end Sunday, July 19th.
From the first face-off to the final whistle, Sports 1440 is your home for hockey talk with live coverage, expert analysis, and pre- and post-game shows. We bring you closer to the game. Tune in 24/7 only on Sports 1440, Edmonton Sports Station.
Well, get ready for a silly hockey fans. Your partner in power just skated onto the ice.
EWEL.ca, the new e-commerce website for electrical wholesalers Edmonton, is ready for the power play 24/7, 365.
UL skates to where the puck will be in 5 years. Now that's forward thinking.
Killer selection, slamming products from the best brands, and legendary service.
Don't sit on the bench. Get your account today at EWEL.ca and win that project.
Plug into your partner in power. Get an EWEL.ca account today.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Car shopping sucks. That's right. Going back and forth 100 times just to get a price. Give me your credit card for a test drive. What's all these extra fees? That sounds ridiculous. At Northgate, we do things a little differently. Good deals on new, pre-owned vehicles, good people, and a great selection. Stop in and see us today. 13215 97th Street or visit us online at northgategm.com.
You're in Northgate country.
This is the Sports 1440 update.
Sports to this hour brought to you by CanTorque, made in Canada, made for Canada, where extreme isn't theoretical. Find your solution at CanTorque.com.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
.542. Welcome back, Jason Gregor. Connor Halley, Declan Cougar, Wanye Gretz, Sports 1440, sports1440.ca, YouTube, Facebook, X, and Instagram. Hope you are having a lovely Friday. It's beautiful, hot weather outside, and hoping for an entertaining CFL game this evening as it's time for Wanye's World. Wanye, what's going on?
I got 3 World Cup facts for you to discuss.
Ooh, okay.
The first one is that the 2026 World Cup is on track to be the biggest gambling event of all time. 50 billion placed in bets worldwide over the course of the tournament, double the previous tournament because of the growth of betting in the US and Brazil. That's crazy. 500 million a match. The second statistics I have for you is that the 30-minute train journey to MetLife Stadium in New York, New Jersey, is normally $12.90 for a return fare. For the World Cup finals, $150.
What?
Yes.
See, that's
$150.
Oh, that's brutal, man. That is brutal.
If that doesn't make you wonder how much things can possibly cost, $150 subway ride to the game. Tickets for the final are being officially offered at $32,000 a seat, with some resale tickets now listed for more than $2 million.
Yeah, as if anybody.
But still, this World Cup, when you get the final, you're bringing in, like, the Super Bowl is a big thing.
Oh, no, World Cup is on a bigger level.
And you see the jets coming in. Remember where they're showing the World Cup or the Super Bowl? They always show the private jets coming in. Apparently for the World Cup finals, it's going to be like that on super steroids.
Oh, yeah. I think at times, well, not so, Canada's a little bit more, where I do think the United States thinks the world revolves around them and their sports. And they're humbled rather quickly that the NFL, as big as the NFL is, compared to the World Cup, it is incredibly tiny. Yeah.
It's an amazing event to watch. The whole world coming together. Like, would you say it has more of an impact than the Olympics during the tournament in terms of people shutting down different countries, different cities to watch games? Or would you say that the Olympics still is the number one thing?
The Olympic, I'm pretty sure the Olympics is the number one, the Summer Olympics.
Yes, for viewers.
And then it's the World Cup. And I think the Winter Olympics is third. It might be third, yeah. So, yeah, but like, hey, the World Cup is massive. Make no mistake about it. Right?
Who are you liking? I mean, I know you don't like predictions and stuff, but we're down to the final.
Well, I'll stick with Argentina. Because I like offense. I want to go with the offense. This is a classic defenses versus offense. A high-scoring team against a team that's only allowed one freaking goal the entire tournament. Right? That is what's pretty mind-blowing about this is that Spain has allowed a grand total of one goal.
And your point you made earlier about how they were always losing at the 90th minute? Earlier in the show, you were laying down.
Argentina, in their 4 elimination games, right, has never had the lead
at the 90th.
At the 90th minute.
That's crazy.
Yeah, just shows you that it ain't over till it's over for them.
It's crazy to me that when injury time and that kicks in at the end of the soccer game or the end of the football match, that you don't know when the game ends.
Oh, because of the well, no, but they kind of put it on that you don't know to the exact second, sure. But that's just, I don't know, that's kind of what it is. And I don't know, that doesn't really seem to bother me. Like, I played soccer and, you play until you hear the whistle. It's just that simple, right? Like you kind of can guess approximate time. Okay, there's going to be 8 minutes of extra time or whatever it is. But, like I remember when I played and there was times where, I might ask the official if I was getting tired. Hey, man, how much time left in the game? And he'd be like, oh, yeah, 10 minutes. But 10 minutes, is it 10 minutes and 1 second? Is it 10 minutes and 58 seconds?
Well, they measure like the 100-meter dash to the nanosecond. And then soccer games, like, when's this over? Suddenly they have a sundial out. And they're like, I don't know, 8, 10, 14 minutes.
No.
If you're tied and you're in injury time,
oh, yeah,
it's exciting.
Oh, buddy. Well, even if you're down, it's exciting because you're pressing, you're pushing to try to get back in the game. No question. So, we'll see where it goes, but it'll be, man, it's fascinating stuff for me. I love it. I'm looking forward to it. And we'll see. Can Argentina match Belgium? Because maybe they should go watch the film on Charles de Ketelier's goal, because he's the only person to score on Spain. And it came in the 41st or 42nd minute of that game against Belgium. That's the only goal they've given up so far in the tournament. Now, Argentina is the highest scoring team in the tournament. So what's going to give? I just hope it's not a 0-0 game. That's, what? I would like to see at least, 1-1 and then somebody's got to win, whether it gets the penalties or not. I'd like to see both teams score at some point. That just, to me, a lead change or a tie, that just makes the drama more exciting.
When you look at that photo of Messi with Lamine Yamal, have you seen this photo?
Yes.
And now they're in the World Cup finals against each other. I don't know. Simulation theory, Gregor.
Oh yeah, I don't know if that one moment holding Messi had anything to do with it.
That's so bizarre, though, that they would have that photo, and he's like,
he won some draw or something to get in on that. Yeah, that's the story I read. Is there was like a lucky draw. Some parents like, oh, but you remember, like his parents were like 17 and 15 when they had him, right? Extremely young. So, at that time, they're probably just young fans. Hey, let's try to go. Like, I don't know. Some kid out there has a picture of Connor McDavid. Does that mean he's going to make it to the NHL because he took a picture with Connor McDavid?
I think of the Gretzky Gordie Howe where he's got him by the neck with the stick at the event. But this is even crazy.
Yeah,
he's a baby.
Gretzky, though, at that time,
he was already good.
Yeah, people were like excited about it. But yeah, it's just, I'm sure you could find lots of people that, took a picture with him and somebody lucks out the picture. It's a nice story, but I see zero correlation.
Oh, it's just weird.
Yeah. Bryson DeChambeau sends this out on social media. Obviously disappointed with the ruling. I don't agree with it, but it is what it is. This fires me up. On to the weekend. Let's get it. Good response. Smart response from him. And away you go. Yeah. So now he's got extra motivation to see what will happen this weekend. If you're a golf fan, you've had some drama. And now you can see where it goes. Hey, guys, are you guys concerned about the Oilers' team toughness? They don't need a Coke machine, but it'd be nice if they could add some size in the bottom six by the deadline. Well, currently in their bottom six right now, you have Colton Dach and you got Trent Frederick. Right? I also have Vasily Podkolzin on the team. Connor Murphy will be physical. Ty Emberson, if he's in the lineup, he's physical. They don't have a big heavyweight, but I'll say this right now. The West isn't that physical compared to the East. Like, look at Calgary, Vancouver, San Jose, Anaheim. Like, Anaheim has AJ Greer. Okay. Los Angeles, Vegas. There's Vegas got rid of Kolesar. There's not really, a lot of big tough, like Nurses in San Jose, funny enough, but there's not a lot of real big, heavy, tough teams. Colorado, no. Dallas, no. Utah, no. Like they've got what's his name in Utah? He's big and tough, but I wouldn't say that they're an overly bruising team. Minnesota has some. Minnesota is probably the biggest, most physical team in the Western Conference, right? Winnipeg, definitely not adding a ton of it. Nashville, not really. So yeah, there's much more. If you go through the rosters, like definitely the tough guys are in the East, and I think the East, like look at Washington. Washington's massive. So I know it is a slight concern, but that's not Edmonton's makeup. If you can get a tough guy that can play, sign me up. If you got a tough guy who plays you 3 minutes and is not going to play in the playoffs, man, I don't think that. Like Trent Frederick and Colton Dach should be more than enough abrasiveness for your team, right? Like I look at Florida. Florida has, lots of guys will get in your face, but none of them are like, well, Gadjevich is tough. No, let me take that back. Gadjevich is really tough. But, the Tkachuk brothers, yeah, like they're irritants. But it's not like you're like, oh my God, Brady Tkachuk is, we can't drop the gloves to him. He's too tough, right? Like no one's saying that about Matthew Tkachuk for sure. But, they got Brad Marchand and Sam Bennett. Like they got a lot of guys who they play hard, right? I think Hyman plays pretty hard. Podkolzin, Dach. Frederick needs to. I'd like to see him play it a little bit more, right? He doesn't, not in fighting. He's not a great fighter. But I'd like to see him play a little bit more aggressive on a consistent basis. I'll say that. Hey, Greg's, what's your guess for Rankin? I know they stuffed him the first time. Does he need to run for at least 80 yards for the Elks to win? Good question. Obviously, he's got to be more than 19 yards rushing. Like, hello, Captain Obvious. Every game that he's rushed for 100 yards, they've won. So I could probably say, hey, if he rushes for 100, they're going to have a pretty good chance. But 80's a decent number. To me, it's more so the Elks they can't be in second and long because BC can bring pressure from a four-man front, and then it's harder to throw when everybody else is dropping back. So they need to go, and they need to be productive on first down. If you can get into second and manageable, BC's pass defense is below average, and that's where they got to exploit him. But it's going to start on first down, whether it's Rankin. All right, they can't just run up the A gap against BC all the time. I think they got to spread it out a little bit more. So we'll look forward to that. It's going to be a fantastic night. Enjoy it. Please don't drink and drive. Don't be inebriated and drive. Get home safe. Enjoy the weekend. On behalf of Connor, Declan, and Wanye, I'm Jason Gregor. Let's get to the Con Man and a Sports 1440 update brought to you by McDonald's. Download the McDonald's app and you can enjoy $1 cones all summer long at McDonald's. Have a great night. We're out.
The Sports 1440 update.
Week 7 in the CFL gets going.